Nor to Blood Bonds, a tale of
Thank you.
Passion Court. Last time you continued with your council efforts, getting everything prepared for to move forward with your various political machinations. Though, when your meetings came to an end, it was a bit of an abrupt finish, as you had to go and defend your fledgling kingdom from a rogue pyromancer seeking revenge on what you had done to his colleagues. Well, the pyromancer is no more, though damage was certainly done. Still,
Yeah.
the group managed to repel the attack, and definitely send a message that, no, you are not going to let anything stand, which is good. You had set a plan to go deal with a goblin camp far in the new northern realms you're planning to claim. Is that what you want to do immediately, or is there anything you want to do before you leave the castles?
I have two minor things I would like to do before we leave the castle.
Yes, your Majesty.
And well, first of all, he would like to commission or get sorted some barding for his horse because poor horse got hit pretty easily and went down pretty quick last time, and he thinks to himself, well, if that horse has some armor, probably be a sturdier horse, and it'll be happier forever.
Barding for your horse.
Yeah, horse barding. So
How heavy of barding?
well, it's a pretty heavy horse. Let's see here. What is a reasonable? Does it have any dex? What's the dex for the horse?
That's a good question.
That is a good question. Horse.
To the horse. 12 dex.
12 dex. Okay. Well, in that case, it probably wants heavy barding, honestly. What's the strength for the horse?
18.
All right. Well, all right. Yeah, plate barding for the horse. How much is plate barding? Just armor it up, make it a tank.
Like plate mail barding for the horse.
Yes. Send that to the stables.
That will be 6,000 gold.
I'm sure we have 6,000 gold somewhere, right?
Not in pocket change.
Looks around.
You could certainly basically just tell the court you want the horse money and ride and take it from the treasury.
I want the horse money. Well, okay. Might be a future project then. Is there any sheep horse armor? Is there any horse armor that we have laying around that we could use?
Of horse armor just laying around per se.
Yeah, like someone. Is there a single knight in this realm that would give his horse armor to the king?
Well, you're fairly limited in the regard of how many people are armored horsemen in the realm.
Sure. Maybe we can do this like a long-term project after Sorakai is taken. Maybe the king can go out and wrangle up some horse armor as a project.
The best you can find is probably some. Oh, we lost someone. Hello?
It's Valky having some trouble with his headset, so he's coming in and out and can't hear you at the moment, Valky, sorry.
Yeah, the best you might be able to procure is perhaps from one of the local merchant caravans. Who, they often need to make sure their horses are a little bit protected. Goblins and bandits don't like the horses.
No.
You can get studded leather armor for it.
All right.
It's 12 plus dex, so it's a little bit more AC.
I'll have a 13 AC instead of like 10, I guess.
It means I have 11, but yeah, it's improvement.
All
And
right.
you can get that for free. So.
All right. Well, we'll put some studded leather on the horse. I'll have a mighty 13 dex now. All right. Awesome. The second one is that Amnas wants to commission a crown for himself, because if it's going to be a coronation and someone's going to swear fealty to him, he needs a crown because he's the king.
Yes, a crown.
Mm-hmm.
It is an interesting point to bring up, actually.
Uh-huh.
Because it's true. As it looks like during Lady Eliza's coronation will also be when you're probably going to be announcing your own coronation.
That's right. And even though Amnas would attend the coronation in armor and his weapons, because he's that type of person, he should probably wear some sort of crown. Might even be something as in his picture, like something that is definitely a crown, but more martial than necessarily like very regal or opulent. You know what I mean? More of a conqueror's crown than a lazy sit about king's crown. Because I think in my mind at least, the official imperial crown is like this lavish golden, like blazing diamond studded like nightmare that would like break your neck if you try to have it on your head. But for Amanas, who's
not quite break your neck, but it is certainly not the kind of thing you wear casually.
exactly. But for this, something more muted, like made of like burnished gold, with like some like silver or platinum filigree stuff like that. No, certainly a luxury item, but nothing that would make him look like an indolent, spoiled brat. More like a martial conqueror on a field.
Interesting. All right.
Yeah.
Well, that's not the kind of thing you just purchase around in a corner shop, of course.
No, this will be custom made.
But you can certainly have the. That is certainly something the court can begin to look for an appropriate gold and gemsmith for this.
Yeah.
And clearly on the ASAP, because you want this made within the next 10 weeks.
Yeah. Priority. Drop everything. Get a crown.
Very well.
So I don't know. Did we meet like a smith or anything? I forget.
Not a goldsmith.
Hmm.
Yeah, you've not met a goldsmith. You've met some people who are certainly involved in some like gold trade.
Yeah. But yeah, let's indeed say like that the crown should look something like on Amanas's picture, because that makes sense.
Very well. The court can begin looking for potential smiths for you.
Yes.
Is there a particular kind of gemstone you would like for such a magnificent crown?
Well, we'll keep the theme here of the picture of Amanas, so we'll go with a sapphire, like the blue, probably fetching nicely against his like silver hair and otherwise silvery light. If he was more in his old resplendent days, he might have gone for red, white, and gold to fit his own gold, right? But now, when you're more grayish and a little bit haggard, we'll go with a little bit more blue. I think blue and silver works well together.
Are those small diamonds or pearls?
I think they're pearls.
You may need to speak. You may need to speak to the Duchy of the Isles.
Yes. Well,
That's fine. I believe you plan to go there anyway.
Yeah, we did. If you can't find pearls, but diamonds will do nicely. But maybe the Dutch wants to send some nice gift to cement our glorious alliance that we're sure to get.
Your
we can get.
your diplomat may have to add this to the list of things to discuss.
Yeah, well, a goodwill gift. They'll be like, oh yeah, I have our finest pearls, and we'll be like, we like you so much, we're gonna put it on the crown. And they'll be like, oh my god, they noticed us. And then
Well, diamonds are typically worn by leaders because they're like, oh, they're strong and invincible because diamonds are forged through
it's true.
intense hardship. So
Though keep in mind in this world as well, diamonds are also used for resurrective magic.
true.
Well, that's pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, so it's handy. If you die, we'll just use your crown.
It's burn the crown. That's my resurrection card right there.
And essentially what that means, you'd be offering the crown to the gods to bring back Amulet.
Sounds cool.
And because they're the gods, they'll probably hit the entire crown with them, not just the gems.
Just a huge AoE of life. Love it.
And then, when we retake the capital and whatnot, then we can get the real crown back. But then again, that crown probably just sits in some reliquary somewhere. Most
It's
of
a
the time.
legitimate thing though that most like royal most of the royal like armaments, given many of them have diamonds, could technically be used to power godly magic.
It's
Yeah.
true. It's true.
And you are basically a god.
Thank you.
Godling, I guess.
It's
Oh, boy.
it's nice to be appreciated like this.
Yeah.
Psycho is calling you a god. How can this go badly?
Well,
Yeah.
if his head grows big enough, then he won't fit the crown, and I can take it.
A weird swollen head king.
Your ego is so large, you cannot wear your crown anymore.
Going to be MODOK by the end of this.
I feel like this is the S-spot of like some kind of like children's book.
Yes, the foolish king whose head grows so big he couldn't wear the crown.
Sounds weird.
I mean, it does sound like the kind of like old timey like warning story.
Sure does. Sure does.
Also, apparently, because Amnesty is currently searching for, it's like making meetings with people like, yes, I need to get a crown. Suddenly in the background, there's just a tidal wave going past, and Vickers diving out of the way.
Remind me, I'm just preparing to draw some goblins.
Are you just cleaning the floors of this place?
Yeah, I'm washing from the good ink that there is.
Anyway, you would like me to re-import your spellbook, I assume?
No, I picked the spells already from the what it is called?
Okay. That's fine.
Compendium.
And yeah.
Yeah, there's just no tidal wave, so I have to make it. But I picked everything that I have. So yeah, no need to.
Very well then. Does the group plan to head northwards, or is there anyone else who's got business down home?
All right. Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
I guess only thing is that I will swap the 100 gold for the suit, so it's out of my inventory.
What's that?
I will swap the 100 gold for the better fine clothing, so it's out of my inventory.
Ah, okay. There's a tailor very hastily working on that.
Oh damn, 100 gold, that's a lot.
Mm-hmm. Very fine.
At my age, you need to look fancy.
True.
Even Vickers' best would look like a pauper's outfit.
I mean, he has a disadvantage.
Look, as said, go see the pressure tailor. I'm sure they can find something that can suit the horn.
Yeah. But the thing is, maybe that's what Vickers wants, People can stand out, and if he doesn't, then it makes his job easier. So
You're the spy master. You can slink away.
Yep. not offensively underdressed, but not offensively overdressed either. So
yeah. Said it's gonna.
I might have to talk with nobles and represent the king, so I might have to look good.
It's gonna be. Said wants to be pretty. Damn it. I remembered. I saw in the mission cards. I think I'm trying to remember, but I think there was something like, I spent 200 gold to train or like equip Arklan with better stuff. Is that something I need to spend time on, or can I just spend the gold?
So the training does take time, though if he gets enough experience in the field at some point, I may just check it off saying, yeah, he's got enough experience to skip the time.
All right, because I definitely think he should have, good and proper gear being my squire. So if he requires that, I will drop the money for it.
If you want to drop the 200 gold pieces, then I will upgrade his equipment immediately.
Yep, I will do that. It's a royal patronage.
Very well, I will
200.
Well, I will purchase him more appropriate gold for his level then.
Remove 200 gold. There we go.
Thankfully, you don't need to buy a full plate for him. He can't wear it yet. Full plate's expensive.
Oh yeah. That is pricey stuff. But
The price of barding, by the way, for your knowledge, is 4 times the price of armor. Hence the 6,000 gold for your full plate.
yeah, makes sense. Gosh darn it.
Horse is a big thing.
It is a big thing, yeah. I would also have resummoned my horse, like after the battle. Called Glory back to the battlefield. See if you can do better next time.
How does Amonas summon his horse?
Well, let's see. Gonna bring up the spell. Bah.
He goes to see a man about a horse and disappears into the forest. Comes back.
The king has developed some peculiarities, let's say. Let's see. And manage my spells. Yes.
It only takes 10 minutes.
Yep. Fine steed.
Doesn't really describe how it appears, though.
No. I would say that Amanas would probably go. Where would he go? Is there a chapel or something around here? I assume so.
There is indeed a chapel.
Yep. In that case, he would go to the chapel, and he would pray, like to a mix. I would say a mix of the guardian angel of the imperial family. That is his patron, as it were. And he would also, reaffirm his oaths of conquest, and by while in prayer and stuff, he would have drawn up just a small summoning circle, celestial summoning circle on the ground, and at the end of it, he will take a dagger and just cut a little part of his hand, and 1 drop of blood falls into the middle of the circle. It ignites in a silvery stream of light, and out steps the horse, ready to go.
Backlit by this glorious glow through the stained glass window.
Exactly.
The random members of the public who have been watching this suddenly just see.
Exactly. He swings up on the horse's back and says, "To victory!" and then charges out the chapel doors.
And presumably straight out into the castle courtyard.
Yeah, and into the stable, actually. Just put him back into the stable.
Very well. Quick note there. Is Amnas found often in the chapel?
No, not exactly. He has never been very devout, and most of his convictions are his oath itself, not so much the imperial religion, but he does respect it and what it represents, and he is well aware that he has, at least he assumes he still has a patron angel watching over him.
You'd hope.
Yeah, he maybe he's been silent for a while. He's not exactly sure, but he would assume so. I mean, he is still king, and he does feel like he would notice if he was no longer favored, or if he was condemned in some way. And he would view maybe a silence on the part of the angel as, a punishment for his just bad living. You know what I mean? Like he will. He would assume that by proving himself worthy, the angel would keep speaking to him, or at least resume contact again.
Interesting. Okay.
Yep.
We see though as Anna kind of rides heroically out of the chapel and into the courtyard. Just in the backdrop, we'll just see the revered Mother Lorraine, whose chapel you were praying in.
Yes.
Give a gentle but curled smile as she watches you charge out, taking note of the change in leadership. Standing there, kind of both hands resting on her cane.
I'm a fan of the Reverend Mother. She's done well for us. She's pragmatic, and Amnas appreciates that. Like she recognizes where the wind blows, and she's willing to back him up, and that is well appreciated.
Okay. So you're now to the expedition to the north.
Yes, I believe so.
Now, of course, all of you are going.
Yes.
Apparently, all the members of your council are currently busy.
Yeah.
They're kind of all doing stuff. So none of them will be able to join you for this expedition.
That's fine.
To just murder goblins.
Should
I
be
presume
fine.
the horse will be coming with.
Oh yeah, horse is coming with me always.
Horse is going to the spa.
Name you.
Getting his hooves groomed.
Yeah, getting re-shoed. Whatever they call that process.
Yeah, shod, shoed.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
What do you do with a horse?
The horseshoes. I forget.
Where's a smith when you need one?
Okay. Are you bringing your apprentices goblin hunting?
Not Ceres. Charlotte's
Very
staying
well.
home. No, I think Theo has already got his combat experience for the bit, so I think Vicus will give him some sort of a mental assignment in terms of training. Maybe he'll have him shadow someone for a week or two and see what he can come up with their patterns and habits or something like that. Something that he would normally do if he was staking out someone.
I believe he is being trained currently, so
Yeah. So
you have an exam. Go forth, boy.
yeah, that's his examination when he comes back. He wants a report.
Yes, there will be a test.
Yeah.
This is the test.
Exactly. I think that's fair. I think I'll leave Arklin at home as well. He's had some combat experience. He probably needs to take it easy. For a little bit at least. And yeah. He can go and get his new gear and stuff outfitted at the smith.
Yeah.
Very well then. The core group alone shall head off northward. Of course, the group stocks up on all the rations they may need just fine from the castle larders, packs up their cold weather gear, any tents and such, probably loads them onto the horse.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Horses.
glorious, but less than glorious job to do.
Yeah, well,
As well as anyone else who decides to bring a normal horse along instead of a celestial magic horse. There are spare just generic horses. Not as good though.
He's strong. He can carry a lot.
And so you begin to set out then. Ceres has her own normal horse then, it seems.
Yes, me too. I think I have a riding horse.
Unlike the previous times you've had to make this trip, firstly, you actually know where you're going. Does severely help. Helps, well, just generally streamline the trip in general.
Yeah.
It doesn't change the fact that it's still a bit of a pain to get up there at the moment. But admittedly, the start of your journey is actually easier than it was, ever could have been before. As you begin to kind of begin to ride this your small group of horses, firstly northwards through Freyfrost, then across the river and the way up. You already see the remnants of, you already see the beginnings of what is a road being put together. Several peasants in heavy furs, currently clearing pathway of vegetation and grass to create a basic dirt road. Further ahead, an area where it gets particularly steep, some peasants working on a bit of stone steps to make it easier to get up.
All right.
And even the remnants of a couple of the old watchtowers you're seeing already starting to have a little bit of activity in them, where it appears a few carpenters are trying to reinforce the places.
All right. Well, Amnas will nod in agreement.
How well has the group? Obviously, Amnas has made himself rather well known in some of the local towns.
Yep.
As of late. How have the rest of you, though, been with your public appearances? Have you been purposely kind of showing off yourselves as the counselor in said position, or have you been trying to be more subtle behind the scenes? No, well, maybe the average person might not know who you are.
I think for Ceres, she makes appearances, but she wants to keep that level of like mystique around her. Like the populace know who she is, but it's like oh, it's her. Oh my god, it's like weird, like rumors of powers and that sort of thing. Like you know how peasantry are, but yeah, like has been seen, but sparingly. And tries to give a good public image when she is seen. Like give like apples to kids and stuff like that. Like good PR, but sparing. So she's like aloof but nice, that sort of thing. Mostly like capitals surrounding villages and like on the way to I forget the count's name to the west. On the way to there, she probably in the villages that she stayed in. She probably like made good appearances there.
Very well. Has Ed made himself well known, or is he being more a recluse?
Kind of. Like, he travels a lot. Or have been like traveling a lot of like inside the territory for hunting. So like he doesn't hide that he works for the king. I guess he hasn't like mentioned how high he works. Like he's known to work, that old elf that works for the Lady Eliza and that kind of group. Going against again with the woods, hunters might see him. Oh, he's again back here, and oh, he's like in this fishing pot again. And he's like nice to all the people, if they are not like assholes at the beginning. But he's nice. But I guess he makes himself like known that he works, but not like he doesn't like advertise it.
And Vickers?
I had to step away for a sec, but I am pretty sure Vickers has been skulking around.
Some creepy fella involved with the court, but no one knows really who he is.
Yeah, he just shows up and is like, I need to speak with you. And then if whoever does what he wants, he survives. If not, he dies. And then Vickers disappears again. Yeah, he's gonna stay away for a little bit here, so we can keep going, I think. Hello?
Sorry, 1 second. I had to answer a message.
Sure. So, how's your guys' week been?
Also waiting for Valky a little bit as well before I go too far.
He might still be a few minutes.
That's fine.
I had a pretty good week, all in all, as all weeks. In my line of work, it starts out with absolute catastrophe the 2 first days. As everyone over the weekend has gone ballistic. And then by Wednesday it starts calming down. By Thursday it's pretty much under control. On Friday nothing is happening because everyone is gearing up, just going home for the for the weekend.
That's nice. To me, it's ballistic from the start to beginning of the week.
Oh, I see.
Our work week is the reverse.
Oh, really?
The start of the week is quiet,
Yeah.
and at the end of the week, everything is some. At the end of the week is when, generally speaking, the upper managers within the hospital realize, like, oh, this still needs doing, this still needs doing, this still needs doing. It all comes in last minute.
Yeah.
Where at the start of the week, then it's all quiet again. Like there've been no business in the week yet so far to build us work.
Right.
I guess I could say my work is very seasonal. Right now it's very busy, but like after Christmas, not gonna be busy.
What do you do for work?
I I work for the government, kind of,
Sure.
and I bill families about their daycare. So
Okay.
billing,
Okay. I see.
and a lot of children like start their daycare at August, and then like
Right.
preschool activities.
All right. So we are in adjacent fields, I would say, because I
Yes.
work at the university.
Yes, like I work
Um,
for families of young kids.
Yeah. So preschool and university, and I would assume that we have very similar high like work cycles, because yes, August and January specifically are catastrophic
Yes.
work months.
Then then it calls for the rest of winter, and then like March it picks up before the summer.
Right.
And then the summer is just low. At least that's how it works for me.
Right.
See,
Yeah.
I've only been with my company for 3 months, but it's a logistics company, so I'm
God.
expecting there to be a massive peak in like the coming coming month or two, with like Christmas coming up. Like
Right.
the amount of shipping, like people shipping items across the EU is probably going to go massive.
EU, you're not part of that
Mm.
anymore. What are you talking about?
Tell me about it. I know, but like all the customs fucking checks we have to go through. God damn it.
Oh, man.
So what you're saying is the political situation created you more jobs.
No.
No,
No,
not more
no.
jobs, because our system does it automatically. It's the developers
It
that
just made your
hate it.
job more complicated.
Yeah. And because they change their minds every like 2 weeks.
I mean, that's nothing new.
So like, for Northern Ireland, if something comes through Northern Ireland, doesn't matter. All customs care about is where it's from and where it goes. They can go through England, like Scotland and England. So anything from Northern Ireland doesn't need customs. But as of the 1st of October, it needed a safety and security check, like certificate. That's normally just part of customs. And we added that. Basically had to turn customs back on for Northern Ireland shipments. And everyone lost their damn mind about it. They just didn't understand. They were like, it's not meant to have customs. It's like, I know, just fucking pick this in the drop down. God damn it, it's not hard. What's wrong with you? All it tells you to do it. It does it automatically. Stop shouting.
Press the button.
Like, leave us alone.
Just press the button.
But then we're having real teething issues because it's a new department. So we've got like normal IT support, and my team is software support for our in-house developed software.
Yeah.
But IT throws shit over to us that isn't our stuff. Like
Yeah.
I had one that was a huge email chain about a shipment being delivered, and they thought that it was our stuff. But it turned out that this person was just getting emails from this guy that was going into her junk mail instead of her inbox. It's like, this isn't our job. Fuck off. Take it back. I don't care. Do your job and ask them what's wrong first.
Yep.
Goes through
I
you
think-
idiots first. Like, fuck off.
I think Valk is back.
Yeah.
Very well.
Yes.
Let's go.
So, as the group heads up the road, can I quickly take from anybody a D8?
Sure. I'll do it.
First come, first serve. Don't mind.
It helps if I, like, write out a thing. There we go. 4. Right down the middle.
And the immediate reactions.
Entire party's like, oh, yeah.
You hear some rumours as you walk along the road, just idle talk from the peasants. Hush as the group goes past. You hear a little bit of idle from them. Stuff that perhaps Vickers has already heard a few times during his more subtle trips around the city. But there are plenty of rumours that go about you and really the entire council. A rumor that you hear here as you go past, as the peasants gossip, is apparently that the peasants seem to for some reason believe that Ceres can breathe fire.
I mean, that's accurate.
I mean, yeah, it's pretty accurate. Yeah.
Yeah, fireball breathe fire. It's not that inaccurate, but yeah, they describe him more like a fire-breathing dragon than a mage sometimes.
You know. I mean, we are a pretty big deal, honestly, and seeing all 4 of us, that's probably going to be the talk of these peasants' lives for a few weeks. Totally breathe fire.
I could probably
you
make
can.
it look like I breathe fire as well.
You spit enough fire, sassy enough.
Ah. That's it. I breathe fire, like, literally and figuratively.
Mm.
Works on many levels.
But regardless, it's just peasant talk anyway.
Oh, silly peasants.
They will always say rumors about the things they don't understand. So as the group though moves further up the roads, across still not perfect for you. There's a little section where there's like a river here where you can see they've already started on a bridge, but the wooden bridge is not going to be done for a few more weeks still. So wading the water, you have to go. But thankfully, your horses get to wade the water more than you. But what was basically like a long week's like trip before, I mean you managed to shave it down to maybe about 5 days. It's not too bad.
Not bad.
And that's with the road, only half complete. As you begin to make your way up towards the being restored city of Sorkai. You already see groups of labourers all over the place, small battalions of soldiers moving around trying to figure out how to fortify the old elven structures. The outer walls of the fine city gently flickering with a low hum of magic. The magic you had poured into its wards before from the golem. Of which you do actually notice floating in the bit of a moat outside of it, a couple of dead goblins. Though they look very fried goblins from a distance.
Like they tried to get in and got zapped.
You think so?
All right. Well, defenses are working.
The wards didn't seem up for goblins trying to skill them.
See, this is why I turned the defenses on rather than the heating when we left.
No, that's fine.
Because I was like, little bastard, some
Listen.
asshole.
We can't afford both heating and magical death runes. All right.
Yeah, you gotta fucking pick one of them.
Yeah. Do you know the cost of this stuff? Like you can only have one.
Yes, we do know the cost because you just paid like 200 build points to
Oh yeah, we do know the
Yeah.
cost. Yeah, we do.
Exactly knows the cost.
Very
Actually.
intimate with the cost.
Literally know the
Actually,
cost. Yeah.
We can talk about
I mean, some of that cost, admittedly, some of that cost is going towards construction efforts, but it doesn't change the fact that, in that cost is part. Yeah, I'm sure if you spoke to the treasurer, he'd get you the exact breakdown of the ward's costs.
Oh yeah,
Oh, in excruciating detail, no doubt.
because there's going to be an itemized list of
Oh.
money.
Including the taxation.
Yes, all documents are to be copied for him.
Imagine Vickers doesn't have a library. He has like a Sherlock Holmes mind palace.
Maybe.
He has a room where he sits and he just remembers everything.
I wish I could do that.
That would
Yeah,
probably
it was
that would probably
pretty
explain,
sweet.
that would probably explain him spending any of his like psychic points on anything knowledge based though.
Yeah, see?
Yeah.
Yes, as you make your way up though, the group goes to speak with some military to figure out actually like where are these goblins? Where are they? Seems relevant.
What even is a goblin?
Is that a legitimate question?
Has Amnas ever seen a goblin? Have we fought goblins before? I don't think we have. Have
I
we?
mean, we've not fought goblins as a group.
Yeah.
Amnes, I don't know. Did Amnes ever go out doing like fighting
Mm.
before?
I'm not sure Amnas has ever seen a goblin. Let's see. What does Amnas know about goblins? Let's roll a check.
What would knowing about goblins be?
Is that nature?
I think it'd be nature, probably.
Dungeoneering? Oh right, we don't have dungeoneering.
18. That's a natural 19.
You know what? Amnes
Yes.
at some point did pay attention to what a goblin is.
All right.
So perhaps he was paying more attention on how to kill the goblin,
Yeah.
but still, he did pay attention to what a goblin is.
Okay.
Generally described by many people as being, mostly just pests, humanoid, tiny little green or blue humanoids who enjoy pyrotechnics. Generally are terrified of horses.
Uh-huh.
And tend to wreak havoc by killing livestock and raiding communities for food and various plunder.
Are goblins in Arctic climates common?
That Amnath isn't the most sure of, though from what you understood, goblins are seen pretty much in all climates.
Hmm. Did the fried goblins that we passed, did they have like fur coats or something to keep warmth, or like how would they?
You can take a closer look.
Ride closer. And have the horse like hoof out a goblin from the pile.
You slowly fish the fried goblins out.
Yeah. Like I can use my halberd, just hook it down there and see if I can hook a goblin. Fish it out and look at it.
Its body kind of flops limply on the snow. And kind of reeks a little bit. It's clearly been dead for a while.
Sure.
Rigor mortis having settled in and already kind of limpant. It is wearing a combination of furs, probably taken from various small winter rodents. Putting together some kind of basic form of winter clothing.
Yeah.
Though certainly goblin fur boots and goblin fur armor does not particularly strike you as being very fashionable.
Right.
Very piecemeal, and you're not even sure they managed to clean all of the flesh off the meat before they turned it into like clothing.
Sure.
Some of the fur might still be in. Some of the meat and the fur might still be attached.
So with the Amnos' vast knowledge of goblins, with his 18 here, but like looking at this goblin, does this goblin look in any way particular from a normal goblin? Or is this just standard goblin 1A?
Is that the goblin looks relatively normal to you, though it's a bit bulkier than you remember people describing them.
Okay, all right.
Bulkier as in muscle or bulkier as in chubby?
Slightly more on the
Yes.
chubby side, perhaps.
Well-fed Arctic goblins.
Yeah.
That is very
Bizarre.
strange.
Yeah. Now we're gonna need horse tokens. If they're scared of horses, I feel like they're like riding them into battle might be pertinent.
Most of your horses aren't war-trained ones, so
Oh, that's true. I mean,
they don't like fighting.
Yeah.
I mean, I can always summon a warhorse.
I just picked up a riding horse. So...
The thing is, your riding horse basically, if combat starts, will try bolting with you on.
Yeah, alright. Much
Yeah,
hard
you know,
horses.
You know, so
Yeah.
when you need a horse, I can give you a horse.
Yeah,
Or
the
free a horse.
goblins, they don't look, despite being relatively larger though, like chubby-wise, still at the same time, I mean, it didn't look like it was the health. It doesn't look like it was the healthiest in general before anyway. So even if it doesn't have a, even if they are well fed, it's not a good diet, whatever it is.
Like, does he eat like seals or something? I don't know. It's kind of weird.
It's a good question.
Very peculiar. Well,
Regardless, though, it and its buddy, otherwise though, don't seem particularly too unusual. They both seemingly had spears, long pointed spears, the ends of which seem to be the teeth of some kind of giant creature.
sure.
But
Well,
you don't know what it was the teeth of.
having gleaned all incredible knowledge from this goblin corpse, I'm as well like just toss it back down. Shake the halberd loose from the goblin goop a little bit, and then we'll ride on, I suppose.
There's a little bit of goblin flesh now stuck to the end of the halberd.
Oh, good. Gonna annoy me all the way up.
The blood quickly freezing onto the halberd. No, it's manageable. But you make your way then to the local base camp, where you see some of your, we're technically some of Eliza's people more than yours at the moment, but currently setting up and trying to fortify the area. There are a variety of guards already trying to make their way up on top of the city walls to keep an eye out. But most of them are just foot soldiers down in base camp here.
All right.
And at the back of the base camp, currently directing people around, having been instructed by Lady Eliza to provide some logistical support in the moving of troops around, you see a familiar face. Though dressed with perhaps more furs than before, given the colder climate. Standing beside one of the large fires, the grade, but still relatively muscular figure of Sir Bolton Helgrade.
Yay, Sir Bolton.
Who seems to raise an eyebrow as he sees all of you together approaching into the war camp.
One's favorite grizzled war veteran. Well, we will ride to greet him, I suppose.
Apologies, my lords. Wasn't expecting a royal procession.
Amonas sort of waves the the suggestion to the side with a gloved hand and says, "No worries, Sir Bolton. We did not expect to see you up here either, but we are pleased. We have decided to venture out because we have learned of a goblin camp not too far away from the city. We intend to destroy it."
Ah, yes. They've been a pest, to be sure. They keep coming up here trying to raid our food.
Nods slowly and says, Have you noticed anything peculiar or strange about them, or would you say they are just a pack of normal goblins, so we can expect what we ride into?
Well, the goblins a few times have. Well, I've seen a couple of goblins riding up here on the back of, if you can believe it, giant spiders.
Hmm.
Oh. You can hear like Vicus like spit back a curse.
Though I don't know how many of them they have, but I suppose keep heads up.
Great.
He nods.
If you see web, you're probably getting closer.
Well, web is flammable. That's something.
As a heads up, though, if you're going in that direction, I'd be careful. My troops have been getting rather skittish getting into that forest. They say they've been seeing ghosts.
Uh-huh.
Hmm.
Amina squints at the forest. Does it look haunted?
Not from a distance.
What does a haunted forest look like?
Well, you know, it's a lot of lichens from like dead branches and stuff like that.
Like all spooky?
Yeah, spooky
Oh.
forest.
Vampire Coast.
Spoopy forest.
I
Yeah,
guess.
Vampire Coast forest.
Ah.
Yeah. Well, Avanas peers suspiciously at the forest, concludes it looks like a normal forest, and then inwardly scoffs at the silliness of peasants.
I mean, it might be just angry snow spirit. Who knows?
As it stands, though, they claim the place is haunted. I've not seen any ghosts myself.
Still.
I have
appreciate
had a
the
couple of
heads up.
sets of troops go missing, but I'm imagining it's more goblins than ghosts.
Well, if we see them, we'll send them back your way.
Mighty appreciated.
Oh,
How
well.
many have you lost? Or rather, how many have gone missing?
2 squads.
That's a fair amount.
They're mostly green soldiers, so I mean, I'm equal chance desertion, equal chance goblins, tiny chance ghost.
How long ago has it been since they've left?
First group was a couple of weeks ago. Second group was due to return about 2 or 3 days ago, but heard nothing.
Hmm. Well, keep our eyes out.
Can I get any of you something? Something to take the chill off out up here? He gestures to a giant mead keg.
I mean,
Eyes go to the king immediately.
you know,
Well, this might
Ceres
This-
pokes Glory's like rump with the staff. Get
Oh.
it? Like moving a little bit.
Oh, Amanas looks forlornly at the barrel for a second, and then he, you know, heals all eyes on him from the party, and then he'll say, "Not today, Sir Bolton. Thank you, however, for the kind offer."
relief. Would you, Sir Bolton, or any of your troops, have any kind of clothing of these missing troops? If I, send a wolf after them.
Sorry, what were you asking, Ice? I couldn't make that out properly what you said.
Any piece of clothing that could be used to, track a scent from the missing troops.
I'm not sure. You can ask. You can feel free to ask around the soldiers, though. One of them probably knows where the bunks were.
I go ask.
And of course, all of you are free to make rest up here if you need to. Not got a lot of comforts, but got a few spare tents that are warm.
I'm still at a full rest, I believe, so it should be fine.
But at least you have the offer up here.
I mean, should one of you take one of those tents with you? I have only one tent.
Do we think we need more tents?
Hmm.
How far
Uh,
away is the goblin camp, roughly?
Well, you don't exactly know. Neither does
Um,
Zerbold know exactly where it is in the forest.
Okay, well, in that case, we'll stock up on some cold weather tents and whatnot.
Sure.
Yeah, I think that's a reasonable idea. I think I have cold weather. I have cold weather clothing at least.
You
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
We all have cold weather. Excuse me.
Kind of a must in these environments.
Sure. Let's get it just in case, I guess, and let's get going. Unless we have anything someone wants to do at the camp before I leave.
I mean, on for finding some clothing is to be tracked by smell.
Go ahead.
That's gonna go ask some of the soldiers and peasants if they know anything where the barracks is.
Now, the barracks is arguably all around with the military tents, but you want to try and gather a bit of information here.
Yep, sounds about right.
Let's see. Zed's wanted to speak with the troops. Some of which seem a little bit skittish about wanting to say much about the troop.
Oh,
He will tell he needs to track missing people. So if you want the missing people back, the better chances.
they don't. That's the thing. They were like assholes, all of them. I know, really don't get them. Like, it's
The
honestly
trick
way
question.
better.
Yes, that's the question. Hmm.
Why don't you try making me an investigation roll?
Huh?
Um,
13.
Yeah, some of the other troops seem spooked to you. Perhaps the rumors are making them just not want to touch the topics, but regardless, you can manage to get enough out of people to figure out exactly what tents these units used to be in.
I pick some. Most smelling ones, I guess.
Find the smelliest tent.
Or the most smelling like clothing or whatever that could be easily used to be tracked.
Uh-huh. Which one of your friends sweats the most? It's important.
Which is the oldest and most mothiest lamp blanket that this city can use?
uh,
Zed,
Hmm?
as you're inside, kind of rummaging through basically a pile of dirty laundry, there's an unusual chill that goes up your spine. It's not wind chill. The tent should stop that. It's closed. There should be no wind getting in here. Then you hear like a scratching noise, like something. It's like scraping along stone beneath you.
The stone beneath me?
Yes.
Oh god.
ghosts.
Could I identify what it is? This is an animal or a spirit?
Well, what you identify looking just down is, well, you're not sure if it's what made the noise, but you realize there's small scratches in the stone on the ground, so it's faint.
Hmm.
I know what kind of what could have made those scratches?
Zed isn't sure. He looks over it, examines them, but I mean, you're not sure what could have made them. I mean, it could have been just some soldier, just scuffing the ground with his weapon at some point. Doesn't explain the noise though.
you know, there's like a shovel or pickaxe that I can just pick and dig for a moment to
There
see
are.
what there is.
Yeah, there are.
Rest of the
You know.
party's waiting outside. Said like rushes out, grabs a shovel, goes back in. We're like, what the
Clang,
fuck
clang,
is?
clang.
What is this man looking for?
I mean,
What
yeah,
is
well,
it?
Sarah's will peek her head in at that because he's
There's
coming out to get a shovel. Like, what the
There's,
fuck?
there's, you're seeing a hole being dug into the loose stone.
What the fuck are you doing, Zed?
I have an eerie feeling that something is below me, and I want to know what it is.
He's gone insane.
Yeah,
No,
I
I'm
think
too
Sarah's.
old for that.
I think Sarah looks
Honestly,
back like.
though, that's like the best answer you could give to someone who's asking that question.
I want to see what's beneath me. Yeah, okay, fine, fair.
Curiosity have never killed a cat. No.
I think Sarah turns back to like Amanas and Vickers and just shakes her head. Like, he's gone crazy. Mad.
It's the snow madness.
Dementia's
I
come
heard
in,
that.
has been
I
said in.
deny that. Mark it on the books. Because mark it on the books.
Elf
I deny
dementia's
that.
hit. Elf dementia. I swear.
He finally snapped.
He
This was
finally
it.
broke.
When it was like elbow deep in soldier dirty underwear, and he just snapped.
He
That
broke.
was it. Like,
His mind shattered
yep.
in that moment. He picked up that final jockstrap, and
And that was
that was
it.
that was the straw that broke the camel's
Yeah.
back.
Yeah, it was.
Well,
The strap that snapped, as it were.
because is a pretty pragmatic man. So considering the fact that he's already heard these stories and has poked in to see what Zed is doing, I think instead of questioning why this is being done, I think he wants to figure out what is going on. So I think he would like to just take a moment and close his eyes and listen around him, because if there are stories or whatever of creepy ghosts or whatever, perhaps it's not ghosts for something else that cannot be seen, and so he wants to see if he can sense anything.
So you're just wanting to open up your senses. Is that it?
Yes, pretty much.
Very well. Open thy senses.
All right, it's time to perceive. And if he feels he's on the cusp of something but isn't quite there, he can push it further, but that's up to you to decide.
Hmm. So that was a 23.
Yes. And if he fails, he can use his thing. But for perception checks, it's always a bit awkward to determine strict failure or success.
Well,
So.
you don't see anything or hear anything immediately here.
Well, given that, he'd like to push it. He'll open up not only his regular senses but his extrasensory mind and see if he can pick up anything. That would be a 30 perception.
That is absolute filth. 30 on a 16.
It's a lot of perceiving, yeah.
Well,
that's dirty.
Plus the 7. I mean,
Yeah, it's just dirty though. The good kind.
Dead man tell no tales. It's extremely faint, just on the very edge of what Vickers can pick up on. But it's just this creepy, almost whispered, but cheerful voice.
where does it come from?
Well, that's the weird part. Trying to locate the noise exactly. Leads you to the part of the laundry where Zed is currently digging next to you.
Hmm.
It's talking.
It's a mimic. Kill it.
Fireball immediately. Destroy.
It's your king commands.
Well,
No, I'm still here. Ah!
That's it. Let's investigate the laundry then, shall we?
Oh gosh, that was spy masters digging through dirty laundry.
Both the Sace and the Pi was to look for laundry.
With your existing perception, Vickers,
Yes.
as you take a look into the laundry, you realise there is something hidden in one of the coats at the bottom.
What is it?
It is a rather hefty it's a rather hefty dwarven pocket watch
Oh.
Oh.
made out of brass and engraved with various various just intricate decorative patterns, including that of a dragon with its wings spread out.
Interesting.
It's still ticking. Tick, 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 tick.
Is the dragon the same color as the rest of the casing?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
What time is it?
You flick open the pocket watch.
Uh-huh.
Oh. Unsurprisingly for all of you, it's a little bit past noon. Apparently, according to this, it's 1 p.m.
Right.
An hour fast.
So it's
It's close enough.
it's probably newly wound up then, because someone, set the time pretty correct.
It does look like it's been well polished.
Hmm. What's the hidden missing soldier dwarf?
No.
Hmm.
One
That's
thing that Vickers does notice holding the pocket watch, though, is while the outer case is all very shiny and polished, there are still several scratch marks in it, and notably the inside facing of the clock. Some of that looks a lot older,
Huh.
as if someone has just recently restored this.
Oh, good.
Okay.
I mean,
You
Ceres
can
could look at
You
it.
can make out what looks like a faint bit of blood on one of the inner workings.
Oh no.
Oh, really? Blood.
blood.
Yeah, Ceres? I'd
Yeah.
like your eye on this.
Ceres will have a look at it.
I guess I gotta stop digging.
You could probably stop
You
digging.
can probably stop digging.
I gotta fill the hole back.
Currently, it's about like up to his chest with dirt.
Oh gosh, he digs quickly.
Jesus.
Can you just shape change into something with a dig speed?
I mean, I can.
Alright.
Badger.
Yeah, just badger down there.
Alright, what do I find out?
What do you want to find out?
It's blood magic, I bet, isn't it? what are
I
the
mean,
what are the
Is it
scratches?
magical of us?
Well, yeah, obviously. Is it magical?
Do you have some way of telling if it's magical?
No, I guess not. I don't have detect magic. It's the problem with being a
I have
sorcerer.
the magic, but not repairs.
You do an arcana check maybe to determine if it's magic?
I do have a scroll of detect magic. But I feel like that's a bit of a waste.
Yeah.
Magic's level 1, right?
Hmm?
So, is it a level 1 spell in general? Detect magic?
Yes,
Or
yes,
is
It's
it...
a cantrip.
No, it's level 1 spell.
Yeah,
level
it's
one.
level one.
Oh, really?
fine.
Yeah.
I mean, we can always just buy another one. I feel maybe this might be a linchpin for what we're doing here, so maybe you could use it.
Yeah, let's do it then. Let's scroll of detect magic.
And if it doesn't work, you can blame me and I'll buy you a new one.
As Ceres reads the incantation from the scroll, and the entire thing goes up in an arcane flame. Her eyes shift in hue to this otherworldly shade, almost blue, but something off about it. And you look at the pocket watch. The entire thing is kind of surrounded in this almost small sea of darkness. Small wisps moving around it of this necrotic energy.
It's a haunted pocket watch.
Okay.
Well, you can see the auras of it. Presumably, you would like to try and learn more.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd like to learn more.
There are 2 available checks for you:
Uh-huh.
Arcana and Religion.
I mean,
Interesting.
Arcana.
That can give you guidance. Slap!
Wonderful. I believe... Do I have inspiration? The one
I can
sheet
even
says yes,
aid
the
you
other
with
sheet
my
says no.
Arcana.
You would currently have inspiration lying around. Everyone would. At the moment.
Oh yeah. If you don't have it, I would
I do
definitely.
have it. I'm gonna use it because I
Okay.
feel like this is totally a Ceres thing.
I mean, cannot I just aid you with knowledge of Arcana and guidance? So you have advantage plus guidance, and you don't have to use inspiration.
You could, I guess. I just like the image of Ceres being so cool. I don't know.
It's your choice. You
I mean, you're
could
still
just
cool.
say
You're
Ceres
the
does it by herself.
main girl looking for the thing.
Choose you the aid. That's better. For the...
The guys is counting on you.
Okay. And then
Oh.
and then
D4.
Ooh.
28.
You examine the pocket watch, using all of your arcane knowledge to see what's going on. Well, the first thing that comes to your notice is this definitely wasn't intentional, whatever happened here. No one intentionally went out to make an enchanted pocket watch. There's no, the magic that's here is imprinted, but in a very forceful way. Your best guess is some kind of magical accident, perhaps, or someone was hit with some kind of high-powered spell or something similar, and in some effect has created what to you definitely appears to be a cursed object.
Wonderful.
Interesting.
The pocket watch, however,
Ooh.
does have an interesting effect.
Mm-hmm.
The pocket watch, though it is a cursed object, which means, well, you're not entirely sure what the curse is, unfortunately. That would be actually the religion side of things.
Right.
I mean, I could do that check while we're here.
The pocket watch, when activated, appears to grant the user the ability to cast haste on themselves.
That's fucking
Ooh.
cool.
Ooh.
Depends what the curse is, but
Any curse is worth that.
Ominous.
yeah, I mean, it
Religion?
would be amazing.
Yes, my religion.
Yeah.
Wait,
I've
you don't
got
have religion?
No, I do.
Guidance.
probably about the same as mine.
+2.
Yeah, +2.
Alternatively, the pocket watch can also be used to cast slow on someone else.
Oh,
Let me do
That's
the
neat.
religion because I can do a reroll if my roll is really terrible.
Alright.
fantastic. Ooh.
Yeah, my roll's
That's
really
pretty terrible.
So it's not actually advantage. They're just a repeat roll. So I can spend a sorcery point or magical guidance. That lets me just reroll a d20 if the roll. I have to use the new roll, so
Right.
it could be a failure. So
Oh,
19.
boy.
Very good.
Guidance to that.
Yeah,
Guidance as well.
guidance. Yeah.
D4.
20.
Dirty 20.
All right.
The first thing that Ceres would realize is if you attune to the item, you can't voluntarily unattune from the item.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But that's not uncommon for cursed objects. That's fairly standard practice.
Yeah.
And do you imagine if you attune to it, any way of getting rid of the pocket watch wouldn't necessarily work?
Oh.
dump it in a river, it will just appear back in your inventory again.
Yeah. At least it's not one of those, like, if you attune to it, you can never take it off. It just comes back to you all the time.
Yeah.
Like,
Other
there's
than that,
some-
though, examining the pocket watch, it appears to you 2 other points, though. You know, because it's not much of a curse. It's just it won't go away.
Yeah.
Or it's more a blessing, arguably, depending on who you ask. It appears that the pocket watch, firstly, also appears to be, from what you can tell, haunted.
Ooh!
There does appear to be a ghost. It not necessarily in the pocket watch, but whose soul is at least linked to it.
linked to it.
Knew it. It's a haunted watch.
It's like imprinted on it from whatever happened.
Yeah.
He was
Okay.
late and got hit by the bus. Yep.
Okay.
The ghost, obviously, you don't know exactly what the ghost will do. It's a ghost. It's intelligent, technically speaking. If
How-
psychotic are trapped.
Removing curses is like
Remove
nigh
curse.
impossible.
You have to cast Remove Curse.
And remove curse often just allows you to get rid of the object.
Yeah.
Yeah, lifting the curse is something else.
Lifting the curse, I suppose. Yeah.
Hmm.
The other point that comes to Sarah's attention more than it just being haunted, though, and I think you look around, you're thinking of seeing some evidence of this actually. You think because the pocket watch is attached to you and the ghost is attached to it, you think whoever attuned to it perhaps would end up being, well, you don't think the ghost's aura does not feel happy to you. You imagine it would be, well, from what you can tell, it very likely drove whichever soldier had this a little bit insane.
What
Nightmare inflicting whoever has it with reoccurring nightmares when they rest.
Does that mean that that me and Zed are immune because we don't sleep?
No,
You are
we
still
don't sleep, but we can
unconscious.
dream.
Yeah, your trance is still like a meditative trance,
Yeah,
so you
we
still
can dream.
will have like,
Except your trances will be full of nightmares.
because you can decide what your trance is, but I guess this one would interfere with it, right? And use spooky stuff.
Okay.
Because like dream works for elves, the spell dream. So,
As a result of it, though, whenever you rest, you need to make a save against the pocket watch, or wake up with a level of exhaustion.
Ooh,
Oh,
that's brutal.
what nature of the check is it? Do we know?
You do not know.
Well,
Could you be
interesting.
no, I suppose it comes into our dreams.
I guess
more
I'll
than-
just have to sleep beside the king every night for the +4 to save.
That's right.
and that's pretty fucking brutal.
It is brutal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you fail 6 times, you die.
That could cascade.
I mean, when you
horribly.
rest, you also lose a rank of exhaustion. So
I
No,
think-
but
so-
if you gain it from through resting, you don't recover them.
And you get like penalties to saves.
Well, presumably what
Yeah.
Dark is saying here, you get enough rest to get an exhaustion back, but the nightmares themselves exhaust you. So like it's just a 1-for-1. So you can subsist on like I guess.
If you fail the save, you get level of exhaustion, and that doesn't return unless you,
No,
succeed on a save.
Yeah, I think it's. So no, you go to sleep. When you wake up, you gain a level of exhaustion. So if you go to
Yeah,
sleep
if you
with
fail.
1, yeah, then you go to sleep with 1 on you. The sleep removes 1, and then you
it will-
gain 1 when you wake up.
No, I don't think it would remove it.
Well, Dark, how does it work?
I'll have to look into the exact detail on that actually, because
If it's when you wake up, then that determines that you've gained a full rest and you've recovered.
because
your-
that just means that when you fail, you get a 1 level exhaustion and no more. It's not stacking effect then.
Correct.
We can also just cast like restoration, I think, to get rid of exhaustion.
I think
you can.
for now, I think what Ceres will say to the group is that this is a cursed item. and it is best left alone until we can determine to what extent the curse would affect us. At the moment, from her knowledge and understanding, it is rather severe, and likely the cause of the death of these men.
Well, Vicus will look to Ceres, and there's a certain gleam in his eyes, but he quickly shakes it off and says, "Well, I do admit I was tempted, but I think you are right. I will keep it safe on my person, but I will not attempt to interact further."
Please wait before we have dealt this goblin so I can repair this spell magic, just in case.
I mean, dispel magic would do nothing.
I mean, it would break the magic on it.
Not necessarily. I think
not-
cursed objects are like.
And not permanently. I think you need Mordekainen's disjunction for that, like
Yeah,
a
I
level
think so.
9, if you want
Well,
to
it depends
destroy,
level of the
like...
spell, I guess. Depends level of the curse. Or the effect of the curse, you know.
Maybe it's a special curse. Who knows? That's the thing.
Yeah,
we
you know, it
don't
might.
know.
But that is what Seth says.
You also, of course, you have managed to find some a very smelly pair of undergarments for your purposes. That
Good, I summon my wolf.
Here,
Like the
wolf
poor
dies.
wolf is
Wolf
like...
just dies.
Yeah, immediately, yes.
Ooh.
Oh!
Maybe we can set to I summon my, like, you know, wolf to, you know, for hunting or tracking.
Yeah.
Poor wolf, every time. Just more smelly things.
all the wolf does.
Alright, well,
I mean, I don't want to smell them. I don't want to turn into wolf and smell them. No. I have
As
spirits for
a-
this.
it's true. As a note, Vicus will keep the pocket watch on his person, but he's not going to attune to it. Just so for your information, Dark, in case you need it.
Okay. Let me know if that changes.
But I might not let everyone else know. No, I'm kidding.
That's fine.
Exactly. You look a bit haggard there, because...
More than usually.
Yeah,
I mean,
extra
given what
haggard.
Sarah knows, the first time Vicus casts a spell, she's gonna be like, "Excuse me,
Yeah, 100%.
you idiot."
Like
So-
haste is a pretty high level.
Yeah, it's a pretty prominent spell. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's a third level spell.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty high level for a psionic.
considering I can't cast any spells at all as a
Exactly.
rogue,
Yeah.
so
She'd see it and be like, say what now?
Maybe Seth cast it for some reason.
Nah,
maybe.
because she would be able to see that.
Yeah, she'd notice. I mean,
came
I'm
from-
casting it myself. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, such a cool object, though.
I
God
mean,
damn.
you can
Cool.
use
Yeah.
you can use deception to tricks. Maybe Seth cast it.
Yeah, maybe.
Deception.
Maybe I'm just super. I was, my new special move or something. I just move really fast. Who knows?
Oh, I have this potion of haste.
Well,
Oh, yeah. No.
we'll see. But maybe we
Jazz
can
hands.
remove it. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe it's a research project. That would be cool.
That'd be cool. We'll
Oh,
see.
I like the idea of a pocket watch. That's great.
All right. Anyway,
Anyway, let's get tracking.
so we found the reason for the hauntings, not actually like a ghost.
Yeah.
Well, it is, but yeah.
Well, it is a result of an accident. We don't necessarily know the accident source,
Yeah.
but we know what like happened ish. So hopefully, when we take it away, maybe it'll do some good for them.
So is the group just going to be trying to track by scent?
I mean, that's one way of doing it. That's Seth's way of doing it.
Track by any means necessary.
I'm pretty sure that like Vicus is as I mean, did we look for goblins before, or was it gnolls? It was gnolls, right?
No.
I've looked for gnolls before, but not goblins.
Yeah, so they're different. Okay, never mind then.
I mean, I can also, Seth can track through like smells of the garment, or the wolf can, and Seth can use his survival abilities to track, like,
Yeah.
these kind of things.
Yeah.
So tracking two different things.
Well, you do you. This is your environment, man.
Yeah, I can't
don't
track
like
anything, so
Outside.
I will try. I will
It's-
try.
This is your specialty.
Yeah, I'm made for talking in ballrooms. You're made for this.
For the
You are
wolves.
you are the sagely
You're made
Uh,
for the dirt.
survivalist.
For the dead.
I'm made for marble flooring.
Yeah, caviar.
Ceres will not step foot on anything that is not marble.
Mm-hmm. Or granite. It has to be one or the other.
Yeah.
I would be satisfied with the richest of deep dark oaks that are perfectly lacquered, but other than that.
Which one you talk on first? The wolf or me?
Oh.
Whatever you want. It's your choice. Your wolf.
They don't need this silly game. I don't need this map to transition to night. That's silly.
It's your destiny to choose.
Okay.
I think it makes sense, like, Z, then once we find a trail, doggo.
Sure.
That makes sense to me.
Okay, so confirm the plan.
Yeah.
So wait, so just confirm to me again. What are you going to exactly do here?
Oh.
Then? That's fine.
Well, from what I understand, we're going to track where the soldiers went using the scent. First, Zed is going to track it, and then once we get like a clear scent, the wolf is going to help. I think.
Yeah, I can summon wolf for 3 hours. Well, total of 6 hours.
And actually, while we're here, before we leave, I'm gonna pop this because I get one for free every long rest. 8 hours, maximum
Dang.
length of telepathic link.
You all venture out into the forest.
Do that.
Everyone gets aid, by the way, so you can add another 5 to all of your hit points.
I'm gonna add
Oh
that to
my
my plus
God.
max.
The forest is understandably cold, but it's also dark. The deep overhangings of the various trees. The forest floor is just snow-covered shadows, making it rather difficult to see much of anything, even following the same trails that the soldiers did. In the distance, you can hear the howl of wolves. And every so often, you have to brush branches and cobwebs out away from your face. After some time, though, following the main trail that you were informed that the guards had gone, you come to an interesting point where the wolf no longer agrees with the path.
Hmm.
The wolf is saying he went one way at one point, but that's not what the plan said. The soldier strayed, of course, it seems.
Is lured by his haunted pocket watch, perhaps.
Maybe so. Well, Wolf is the smartest one out of the soldier and him, so.
That seems fair. I think we trust the wolf.
I think it's sure it's not a trap for somehow. But yes, I do recommend following the wolf.
Ted, can you make me a survival check at advantage?
Oof.
I mean, does it matter? 26, not 20.
Maximum power!
I mean, you can roll the advantage still if you want to.
Might as well. Who knows?
It's not an idiot, though. It's still not terrible. You follow along, and eventually it appears that the soldiers took a detour down to a frozen area river nearby.
Hmm.
Oh no.
As you make your way down. Cold, icy riverbed. Frozen over on top. So, there's nice ice, you can just walk straight across it. Even in the full plate, and the horse could walk across it. And on the other side of the river, you notice a bunch of old stone ruins. They're peculiar. Definitely not elven in design, and they're mostly rubble at this point. Huh. The soldiers seem to have settled across some kind of outpost. So of what or whom is a good question.
Hmm.
It is a good question. Can we discern that?
See this far?
Give me a second.
Nice.
I realized I made a mistake setting up one of the maps. Like, why aren't the tokens showing?
No worries.
I realized I set the background to be the foreground, so it was sitting on top of everything.
Ah, yes.
I is smart, as it turns out.
I think you're pretty smart.
I don't have to do for the moment. You've already been traveling for a few hours at this point, though not long enough to expire any of your spells directly. But it's not the easiest to see down in the valley here, and with the dimming light already. Oh, that shouldn't be an issue. Can I? Oh, I apologize. I just also get horse.
Horse. Hi.
There you go, one horse.
Hey.
Is that like the killer whale?
It is. Ignore the name tag if you're seeing it. I don't know if you are.
It's a
I mean,
ghost whale.
No, I
Ghost
don't see
whale.
it.
Killer whale.
It appears.
Going towards.
It does appear to be the carcass, though, of a sea creature,
Interesting. Creepy.
Hmm.
perhaps indicating that the ocean itself isn't actually that far from here.
Hmm.
Oh, Dad, could you put like some kind of token for my wolf also, if you can? Pull someone somewhere. Because if we go in the combat, it might matter. Like any token, it can be any token.
Bestiary, wolf.
Wolf, you mean sacrificial pawn? Okay.
Oh yeah, look at him. He's great. Look at that wolf. That's totally a wolf.
Wolf.
A
That's
wolf.
cute. I like that actually.
Yeah.
Those
Cute wolf.
top-down tokens are really cool.
Usually you're able to move it now.
Huzzah.
But yes, you're free to explore closer if you want to.
I think would be just to do perception checks to see what is around. If there's like obvious,
Yeah,
traps.
I think
Yes.
perception check is pertinent to look around.
Yeah.
See what's what. Like
Personally, given the visibility, yeah, I think it's important to keep.
how would we even
active
get
here.
over there? I guess.
I
Like-
said the river is frozen over.
Oh, okay. We can just walk over it.
You can walk across,
You
yeah,
can walk across.
but
You might make a fool out of yourself potentially, but you can walk across.
I mean, if it does it count as a difficult terrain?
Yeah, that's it. It just counts as difficult terrain mechanically for you.
Oh, I can't.
Okay, so then my
I can't seem to move.
No?
Oh.
this would come to effect.
oh, true, I can't even touch you. Well, I'm not supposed to anyway, but
I'm imperceptible.
oh, there you go.
Oh, I
Can you
can't.
now?
I can't do it myself. Yeah.
Oh,
No, I can't.
Zed is like whatever about difficult terrain. Who cares?
You can't move yourselves.
Yeah, I cannot move Sarah's house.
I can, yeah.
I can move myself, but not Sarah's.
Can you move yourself, Jonas?
Yes.
Yes.
What about now?
Yeah.
I just put down a new Ceres.
Works. The new and improved with legs. All right, let's go.
You're free to take a closer look.
Now with legs.
Yeah, Vickers would like to step to the I guess shore of the now frozen lake and
Yeah.
take a look, see if he can peer and see anything underneath the frozen layer.
That would look like the other side of the river.
Alright, 1 second.
I'm scared.
I don't know why you're scared.
I don't know why I'm scared either, but I'm sure I'll find out soon.
And just because I need to ask, your aura, Jonas, what's it called?
It is called Aura of
Courage?
Well, there's different versions of it. That's the thing. Let me check.
Oh,
Wait, did we know that like we saw that this was like a settlement-y type thing coming up?
aura
Like
of
outpost.
protection.
Yes.
10 feet. Whenever a friendly creature within 10 feet makes a saving throw, bonus equal to your charisma modifier.
Like did we see that we were coming up to
Oh.
this clearly?
So
Because
you saw a couple of buildings across the river.
Vickers and the wolf is in cover. Zed is outside the aura.
Yeah, I just stepped outside.
So I just kind of want like because if we knew we were getting near danger, Ceres's darkness is 10 minutes long. So she.
I mean, it's up to you if you want to cast darkness.
I'm trying to determine if she would off.
Yeah.
I mean, you can repair it if it's out of danger. No, I guess. If it doesn't like disappear right away.
I guess I don't know how prepared, like, how long you can hold prepared actions for.
In combat, it's a turn, but I
Yeah,
don't know, out of combat.
I think.
Or well, around actually in combat.
Yeah, I feel like Ceres would have. I feel like it's just she's cautious enough in these situations.
Okay.
So she presumably potentially wouldn't like have it over everyone. Right?
Yeah.
How
yeah.
big is the aura again?
It is. Find it. Where is it? 15 feet. So yeah, it should be like behind the king. 15 feet. So he's not in it, basically.
But I am.
I don't know. I think I'm probably like back. Okay, back here maybe.
I'm
Oh,
frozen.
maybe. Oh,
I'm
okay.
frozen, so you can't move in seconds.
Yeah, it's paused.
No, dear.
Yeah, I think that's what we used last time. One closer to the king. Yeah, that seems good.
Because as you look down into the ice,
Yes.
can you make me a wisdom check?
Yes, I can. Wisdom save or check?
Wisdom save,
or-
yes.
Save,
Right.
okay. This would be saving throw. So it would be a. What's your charisma, Jonas?
Or
11 then. Wisdom isn't too great.
I like the owl symbol though for the wisdom save.
Yeah, I do too.
As Vickers looks in, he suddenly sees something rushing straight up to him, as almost as if it was going to swallow him, like this ghastly green emanation, like the screaming skull of hellfire. It seems so real.
God.
So, Vickers, you failed your saving throw.
Did.
Congratulations. You take 3 points of psychic damage.
Okay.
And you are frightened and try to run away from the river.
Okay.
Nobody else sees a thing, by the way.
In fact, just looks down, shrieks, and then runs away.
3 damage. I'll have some anyway. 6 of...
You see nothing. It's
Um,
the river is just it's cold. You see a couple of fish swimming under the ice. It looks like a fairly normal, fairly healthy river to you. And for some reason, Vickers is now running off into the darkness.
Yes, he is running in here. And you all get through the link like rushed. Like, I guess telepathy can do some subtle like imagery. I guess, not really, but like you get a sense of that he's scared of something that's appeared that is quite frightening. But of course, you guys don't see it.
having been that and heard about the spooky watch, Avinas will activate his divine sense to see if he can sense any undead or anything within 60 feet that is not behind total cover.
So it moves next to the king and takes his weapons out.
Well, firstly, from Vickers' pocket, you're getting a slight aura.
Oh.
Yes.
Outside of that, no.
Hmm.
How long am I frightened, by the way? Just like for the turn, or
Technically, you're frightened for a minute, so you run off for a while.
that's fine. I guess I'll just
I
pant
think you
over here.
stop when you get to when you can get behind total cover from what.
Yeah, technically, I guess you take the heart cover behind the ruins and just bury yourself in snow.
Yeah, when you don't see any, it might
Yeah.
most likely.
Away from the river.
If you can't see the river can't hurt you.
Yeah, true. For now.
Do I with my perception see something from the other side? Because I was looking for that specifically.
You don't see anything on the other side outside the dead sea animal.
Right, I see.
Not even any tracks in the snow.
Well, in that case, Amnos will step here and look around.
And you look around. You see ice. You see ice. Below you, you see some kind of fish. You don't know the kind of fish. It looks kind of delicious, though.
He squints suspiciously at the fish. Was it this fish that scared Vickers? Who can say?
Yes, who can say? Maybe you should conquer the fish and eat it.
Maybe. Well,
Conquer the fish. Glove, glove.
one more level, and I have my aura of conquest, and the fish.
Concord it.
You just
But-
stand in the river and kill all the fish with psychic damage.
But Amnos will poke at the ice suspiciously.
You
See if it's strong enough.
you poke at the ice, your weapon kind of just chips off a little bit. As no, that's definitely thick ice. That's probably at least a foot thick,
All right.
maybe 2.
Should I dash to the other side?
Amnos will take a step onto the ice.
You step onto the ice. There's a slight crunch beneath your boot, but there's no cracking.
Then
The ice
you will-
seems fairly solid.
So this sea creature, this orca over here, what's the state of it? Was it gutted or just laying there dead?
It's been gutted.
Right.
It's there's a reason I painted it red. Yeah, someone someone or something has very crudely taken primitive instruments and cut through it, opening its belly up, and clearly have gone through, gutted, taken huge parts of any bits of soft meat and lots of fat from it.
Hmm.
Lots of blubber.
Well, someone likes the
Uh,
blubber.
Let me know, by the way, when a minute has passed, roughly.
Okay.
I think since Seth is free-footed, he will just dash to other side and go like behind this wall with the wolf. Take cover in here.
Did you say?
I
I'm
will
gonna.
move.
I will go here and do another divine sense. See if you can peer down the ice or like just more around him up here.
60 feet, that is not behind total cover.
You sense you sense a supernatural presence.
All right. Amanas will, through the link, inform the others that there is some sort of supernatural presence up here.
Guess Vicus's voice is a little bit shaken when he relays information. But considering he's not directly seeing it, he's okay, but he's not moving for a bit.
Should I nuke it? Amanas.
Well, we definitely need to investigate it.
I shall stay close then.
His weapon is out. He's ready to fight.
I think Ceres will like tap the ice with the like butt of the staff.
It creates a snowflake pattern on the ice.
That's it everywhere. That's kind of cool. I like it.
Yeah, you can just draw a snowflake pattern anywhere by just bumping the staff against the ground.
Seth shall command the wolf to stay there and keep watch of the ruins as they move towards the supernatural.
I just want to get closer.
Want is a strong word. But he shall step here. So was it celestial fiend or undead he sensed?
Undid.
Undead. All right.
Nuke it.
Yes, possibly. Amanas will in that case he will stand here and then he will call out towards the ruin, and he will say, "Reveal yourself, Spectre. I can sense your presence." See if anything happens. Nothing.
Why did you do this to us?
Amanas looks around and calls back, "We have done nothing to you. We are new in these parts."
Why couldn't we just rest? Why? And then just a scream. Good news! Because you're no longer frightened right now.
Oh, great.
Ah,
Spooky shadows.
ghosts!
This is a great Halloween session. Let's go.
Yes. Boo!
I may have timed this.
Yes, it's great. I love it.
Scary, spooky.
Yeah, for the viewers that don't watch this when they come out, it is the 29th of October for us.
Spookiest
Spooky
season.
weekend.
Spooky season.
Don't tell that to the viewers.
Well, they won't
Scary,
understand.
spooky.
Don't understand the context otherwise.
Yeah.
But they don't need to know that.
Well, they need to know the context of why we're like spooky.
Yeah, it's not like they think we're all weird already or anything.
Ah,
I
yeah.
mean, who knows?
Just look at our intros.
You have
Alright.
you have intros?
Peak of professionalism.
Yeah, sure.
It's the equivalent of someone like just burping the first thing that ever happens, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yikes! That initiative roll.
Oof.
A 4. A 4. No.
A measly 4. Ooh.
Oh, very quick.
Makes sense though. But still.
Press the initiative. There.
Indeed, press the initiative.
Press disadvantage. Give them no quarter.
Fuck. We're fucked, lads.
That's.
And the initiative begins.
Wait.
Wait.
Oh.
What? Why are we waiting?
The wolf is 5.
I mean, it's a summon. I was going to have it act after your turn. So
Yeah.
Alright. It's time for battle. Let us rate no more and get started.
Boo. Boo.
Absolutely despicable.
flying out of the ruin appears to be some kind of inky black creature that dashes straight at you. The creature's form, it's hard to make out, though it's slightly stocky in appearance, but it's moving fast. Way faster than appearance would give you.
The dwarf wraith. Ha 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 ha! That is a miss.
Ooh, wow.
Oh yeah, wraiths
Oh,
are incredibly
wow.
dangerous.
I was ready to be scared.
Yeah, they can also drain your maximum HP, I think. Or maximum strength.
Hey Zed,
Yes.
Lord
never mind,
said,
it's not that wraith.
Will
It's,
it
it's,
crit me and kill me
it's a
instantly?
different wraith.
"Oh,
This one wasn't revealed. So.
Oops.
But don't worry. It's also coming to get you.
Right.
Mm, mm. Hello.
hello."
So Xeris,
Wraiths have life sense. Oh, it misses.
Ha ha ha. So we like low attack rolls, high damage. That's perfect.
Mhm.
why? Why did you do this? And here comes another one.
Did you do this, Ceres?
Hey Zed,
Did I
don't worry,
have
you
it
all get a
wrong?
wraith.
They're all dead because of me.
Oh, misses.
Ooh.
I have 19 AC.
Dave!
Fuck you! Fuck you, ghost! Fuck you! Almost killed me.
That's
Jesus
some pretty
Christ.
terrifying damage, though.
I
Oh,
know.
yeah.
Fuck you, ghost.
Youch. Big yikes. Alright.
Aminus, you're surrounded by ghosts.
Aha! Well, let's try to clear a path here for us. Specifically, let's protect poor Zed. So Aminas will
As
attack the
always.
wraith to the left of him. Yeah, I think that should be prudent. So, 12 hits? Question mark.
No.
All right. Then we will try again. 19 perhaps hits.
Yes.
All right. That's minimum damage. Ugh. Well,
Half the damage of the last hit.
yeah, it's really bad. 8 magical slashing, 3 lightning on top of that, and I will smite. Try to get rid of this if it doesn't destroy it.
Right, so, so it takes... That is magical slashing.
Yep.
And it is lightning damage, which it's resistant to.
All right.
There we go.
I think they're resistant to like most things.
Oh,
Um,
I mean, they are undead.
This wraith.
Yes, I will also smite. Let's see here. These are kind of dangerous, so I will burn a level 2 slot on this. See here.
Yeah, Wraiths are no joking matter.
No, they're not. All right. Yeah, 14 radiant on the thing.
It is not resistant to that.
No, might even be vulnerable. Who knows?
So find out.
As the pulse eventually ruptures through it, it recoils slightly and then looks very angry at you.
Oh no.
Yep. Yeah, Amanas will mentally call out to Glory to go and pick up Vicus
Oh.
and bring him over here, for fuck's sake.
Well, I think I'm faster than your horse, but yeah, okay, sure.
Are you?
I can move 60 feet.
I can move 60 feet and attack.
With
I
your,
mean-
with your
I mean,
move
Glory-
action?
I mean, Glory can also move 60 feet as a single move.
Oh, okay. Well, then maybe so then. Yes. Pick me up.
I will have Glory move here then and wait for Vickers to get on.
Yep.
To glory.
Yeah, that's
I mean, quite simply,
Boo.
Boo.
quite
say.
simply, I am not into this at all.
You don't like Wraith Hugs?
Yeah.
Not in the slightest. Ceres has been in some of this entire month, or however long we've been going. Been in a good mood. But so she's gonna phase step. What does Summer do again? It takes 4 charisma, as I like.
It takes 4 charisma.
4 damage because of my charisma. My
What's
charisma is
flavor of damage?
fire.
Very well. It takes 2.
Gosh, I don't want to go up
Do you
there.
melt the river?
You need to do more than 4 damage to melt the river.
I see. Well, not all of it, but
Yeah.
some of the snow maybe.
So it's like, whoops, over here. As a bonus action, and then my standard action. I think I'm going to Ray of Frost the Wraith Amanas hit.
it's probably immune to frost.
Think it's immune to frost?
Pretty sure it's immune to frost, if I'm honest.
It's my
Give it a
best
go.
damage.
You
I'm
can-
gonna give it a
You can
go.
attempt a religion check if you want to identify more
Religion.
information.
Yeah, I'll give it a go. 18?
So, this appears to be a wraith, rather inconveniently hiding in the sheer shadows of the evening and the number of trees. Wraiths are undead creatures who steal life force, as you're well aware. If you are slain by it, you will rise as a spectre, basically a wraith but weaker and under its control. They are immune to necrotic and poison damage. They are resistant to acid, cold, fire, lightning, and thunder. They are also resistant to all attacks that are not made with magical weapons.
So, anything I use is gonna.
But it's resistant to cold, but not immune to cold, is the good news.
Uh,
You also can't charm, grapple, paralyze, petrify, poison, knock prone, restrain, or exhaust a wraith.
Is it vulnerable to anything?
Wraiths are not vulnerable to anything except direct sunlight.
Oh.
Anyone has a day
Say,
spell?
I do have a daylight.
Then that is very pertinent. It should definitely be cast.
Well, first off, with Ray of Frost, the Wounded Wraith.
Nice.
23 for, I guess 7 if it's resistant.
You might wanna move away with your move action if I cast daylight on this center of us.
Yeah, I was gonna move anyway. Still have my move action. But where to? I do not know.
Just back off a little bit, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I was thinking.
The darkness doesn't do too much with these wraiths, so I think they don't really.
Well,
must-
do
must
they
Actually,
have
have
actually, the Wraiths like the darkness, so
do the Wraiths have like
life sense.
life sense? Yeah,
Yeah,
because
yeah, I think
otherwise,
they-
I mean, I'm
They are-
asking.
these Wraiths do seem to be able to detect where living creatures are.
Yeah, I mean, let's get a bit
That-
further away.
All that stupid life force of yours.
Yeah. We'll walk over it.
Become
Yeah,
undead. Become undead today to become immune to Wraiths.
Hmm, Reddit.
Daylight would be very nice here.
Yeah, I'm gonna cast it.
Okay. What are the mounting rules? Is it half my movement?
And half your movement you can get onto the mount or off the mount.
Okay, I will get on the mount. Okay.
It will use its reserve thing it had to then move 60
Oh,
feet.
okay. So then I can.
Joe, let's pick a
Oh.
spot for it. It's your horse.
Just-
Where's the horse going?
Yeah, but you need to move it. It's your horse. Get in here.
I mean, he doesn't need to move it. He just needs to say where it needs to go.
Yeah.
Where do you want to go?
Let's see. Oops, that's not the right button. Let's see here.
I mean, do you want to go up to that roof?
Like here.
Okay. Whoop.
All right.
Can you reach the one next to me? Because you could get a backstab in on that, probably.
Yeah, move me one more.
Alright.
All right, 60 feet. He will throw a blade. With,
Yes, mounted archery.
Yeah. 22.
Is a hit.
All right, well, psychic blade as it hits, it is wreathed in radiant energy. Splashes all over the wraith. 6 psychic, 3 radiant, and then we have a sneak attack for minimum damage. Well, not really minimum, but pretty bad rolls.
It takes it though.
Yes. And then bonus action for another one. 17 to hit.
Also hits.
All right, 5 psychic, 1 radiant. That is Vicus.
Yeah, set as an action. Can I guess a daylight? As he will ask the spirit of light to come on his aid in his day of need and bring this light. Cast the spell. I guess Ceres doesn't want to be in the bell, so.
Nope.
I will cast it here.
I don't know if Ceres's bubble at all touches that, her entire darkness is automatically dispelled.
Yeah, because it's a high level spell.
Jesus, huge, nice.
But
Yeah.
very well.
So that area is bright daylight, and after that is like dim light. But that doesn't matter.
All of the wraiths cry out this ghastly scream.
And
1
that's my
second.
turn.
So where did you center it? Can you just point? Can you just hold down your mouse button where you centered it so I can see the ping there? Okay. You can take away your aura now if you want to.
Ritual. That.
Yeah, you can maybe if you put down like a light source, you can even do like the sun effect on it to be like super shiny.
That's what I'm doing.
Got that. How do we get fucking aura off?
Controls his head. Maybe. Oh. Oh.
That's cool.
That's great.
I like that.
Is there sufficient amount of gloriousness?
That's amazing. That's
I believe
great.
so.
Said with the clutch spell cast.
There we go. Good. Somehow just do this way.
Since the wraiths are now in sunlight, they all now take disadvantage on any attack rolls.
Yay.
Great.
And Setzel just move here to give Amnas an aid. And that's what he does.
They're not happy. No, they're not happy. They want to get away from the bright light? Flee!
Oh,
To the welcoming darkness.
it's true.
I mean, does they provoke? Or does it
Yes, they provoke!
Eat 'em.
Stab?
You can add your standard attacks to the little action bar in the lower left, so have them quickly.
You miss the reef.
Yeah, I should add that.
I mean, it started next to
gonna-
Amnas as well.
Yeah, you're not gonna hit Amnas, or
Well,
you're gonna wait
Is
for the
the-
other one.
I should
Yeah,
be
it's
waiting for the other
it's
one.
the-
hopefully.
Yeah,
is the
probably.
one between us also trying to run away?
Yes.
Yeah, then I'm gonna wait for that.
Oh, the one below that flew over here. I only had to use a single move action, so it's now going to attack Ceres.
Seems about right.
Ceres! Present for you.
Dodge, Ceres.
Pretty fast, huh?
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, that misses.
By how much?
2.
Depends, it's disadvantage anyway, so. Oh, no, it's not disadvantage.
It's not because it's not in.
Not
there.
anymore, because the light. The
Okay, escape light.
light.
I didn't think Wraiths had life sense, but damn. I thought it was shades or shadows or whatever they're called. I had it.
I mean, they might also be.
Need to
Yes.
get that sunblade so I can produce this light.
I mean, I think this is something that Ceres did for herself.
Oh yeah, I cast the daylight spell and forced that made the Wraiths
I mean,
run.
you were in the darkness. I could have middled this everything, but you know, I think you wanted to keep your darkness. And I had nothing, so.
Cast daylight, all the rays just fly into Ceres' darkness bubble and just hear screams
Maybe you
from
could be
inside.
like, hey, maybe if you join me, I'll keep you away from the daylight forever. Come to me, shadows.
Yes, Mother Ceres will keep you safe in her darkness.
Soon Shar will become a. No, Ceres will become a Shar.
It's the origin story of Shar.
the glorious power Ceres now wields. Her dark majesty.
Such a good title.
Oh.
Oh. Hello.
Standing
Spirit is
among,
revealed.
standing among the rubble, just staring at you, appears to be this greenish, shadowy spectre. Just slowly ablaze with a very faint green fire. Relatively
Green
small
flame.
figure, actually speaking. Like a gaunt, ghostly child, almost. Just staring at you now, as the
Mhm.
light seems to have revealed it. Doesn't do anything this turn, though. Also, flee!
Yeah, definitely gonna hit him. 12?
You miss.
Yeah, I tried. I'm rolling like shit. Well, they are too.
They are also rolling terribly.
Yeah, thank God, because
Run, Ceres.
Towards the light.
So, Anna, you
No.
have ghosts next to you.
Well, I really don't want to move outside this because I don't like them.
Oh,
They don't like the light.
Oh, it's not magical though. Oh, well.
Let's see.
I mean, I can guess it again, but you know.
Let's see.
More light.
You can cast it on an object just for next time in case you want to move it.
You know,
I think I can cast it on object.
I don't
Huh?
think it works. Don't think it
No,
works
it's
like
a
that.
location.
It says if you choose a point on object you're holding or one that isn't being
Oh,
worn or
yeah.
carried, the light shines from the object, moves with it. It's like your
Oh.
You
darkness.
can put it on
works
his
the same.
staff.
I don't have a staff.
Right, he has sword and shield.
Shield.
All right,
yeah,
well,
shield.
put it
Just
on
for
your
next
earring
time,
or something.
So we know.
That isn't being worn or carried.
Yeah, so you
Well,
can put it in a pebble in your, you know, and then pick it up and move with it or whatever.
can put it on my crown. It's gonna be pretty awesome.
Maybe in the future.
Yeah. I'm gonna look at the weird translucent boy.
You look at it.
Like he's just hanging there.
He's standing there right now, looking angrily at you. So he's not saying anything.
Oh, really angry, huh? Well, Amanas will sweep around, his sword glimmering, and he will say, "Is this your doing, Spectre? Call off your minions, or you will be destroyed." And a reaction.
As you call that out to it, why don't you roll me a intimidation?
All right, see if we can scare the ghost. Pretty good at it. Let's see here. 22.
Everyone just wants bloodshed. You'll pay for this. As it seems to vanish. Your divine sense no longer senses it there.
All right. Are the wraiths still ongoing over there?
Wraiths are still here.
All right, fair enough. Well, in that case,
Yeah, but so something.
no, well, whatever that was is at least moved away a little bit. I'm just gonna move here, and well, I can't really see into the darkness, so he can't really target anything in there. He doesn't know exactly what is happening either,
mean,
but
Strictly speaking, dispelling a spell is a free action, and thus can be
Yeah,
done
you can drop it
outside.
whenever
So
you
I can,
want.
I could have dropped
Yeah,
it when, at any point.
Yeah.
Presumably, when all three of them start coming to me, I can drop it.
I think it depends on the spell, but at your turn you can drop it.
If it doesn't, so long as
Spell
it doesn't
is-
say, like, it takes an action to dispel or whatever, it's a
Yeah.
free action to dispel any spell.
Is it a concentration spell?
Yes,
Yes, it is.
it is.
Yeah, then you can just drop the concentration whenever.
Yeah, I can just decide to not concentrate on it anymore.
You're dropping your dark bubble?
I mean, it's pointless right now.
yes, it kind of is. Well, if the darkness drops away, and Namus can actually see, he still doesn't want to stay out, step out of the daylight, but he shall cast a spell.
What?
Spiritual
spells?
weapon will hit the wounded wraith for 19 and then 12 force damage. Resist that fucker.
What is your spiritual weapon?
What's it look like again?
Well, for him, it would look like a translucent, like great sword or something. I don't have a token for it per se, but
That's fine. We can work
Just
with that.
use the little like icon maker. Or the
little icon maker.
yeah, you can do this.
All right.
Remember?
No, I
So,
don't. But yeah.
This is the second tool on the left, the measurement tools, and then there's a circle template.
All right.
Just put a small circle there.
Whoop.
There you go.
I can move that around. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yes.
Yes, it appears there, slashes at the ghost, and that's it.
Very well. I don't think I can let you guys use the end turn button, which you should have in your combat tracker as well.
Sure.
Oh yeah.
We just always end up balancing it.
Yeah. I mean,
Come towards the light, sirs.
yeah.
Do not be afraid.
Disengage.
Yeah, disengage. Just get here.
That's exactly what I was gonna do. It's like so 5, 15, 25. I can go right next to him. Swoop. Yeah, I'm not gonna burn through my sorcery points right now. So that's it.
One ghost didn't die already?
Oh, Horsey can move me beside Zed.
Alright, horsey charges.
And now I can see here I will hit the damaged Wraith.
Nice.
And I'll swatch out another one and hit the Wraith to the north of the vanquished one.
You miss.
Okay, how do I do this end turn? Oh, it's down there. Okay, I see it now. Gotcha.
It sound like look at the Wraiths and cast let him choose spell on the top one. As I shall cast Moonbeam on him.
Moonbeam!
Bad damage. You know, what can I do?
It's radiant. I mean, that's good.
Yeah. But it does it when it does it down, but it doesn't matter. And then this will, you know, move a little bit back. That's his turn. Oh yeah, I didn't understand button.
The wraith passes into the ground.
I figured.
Coward.
The wraith passes into the ground.
Alright. Oh, I guess I'll get off the horse at least.
The wraiths appear to be gone for the moment, though perhaps they're only hiding from the daylight spell.
How long does that last?
1 hour.
No.
Wonderful.
Vicus would like to go closer over here to where that specter showed. Is the wristwatch like getting any stronger reaction as you get closer to this, or
You're not feeling anything from it. Though
I'm gonna sort of keep a sharp eye out for wraiths or ghosts in general.
let's check out the ruins.
you approach the ruins of what was once an old, an old building. The architecture is definitely not elven in design. It's heavy stonework, masoned, dug, with foundations a few feet into the ground. It's very fine craftsmanship on the stonework. Or it was. The entire thing's in disarray and ruins, but this place looks old. You see remnants in the stonework. But I think the first thing that stands out to you is what Vickers sees actually on the far side of the ruins, which appears to be. You think it was once like a large decorative piece of stonework that was on the far wall?
Huh?
It appears to be half of what was an emblem, the emblem of what was a large winged dragon sitting inside of a rather artistic six-pointed star.
Oh, is it similar to the one on the watch?
Yes.
Is any of this iconography similar to that statue to the sapphire dragon that we saw when we first came into the mountains?
Possibly. You'd have to really go check it to remember for sure, but it might be. It's the general shape of the dragon could be the same.
Could Avicus attempt a history check here? He feels that he might have, well, maybe he might have read something about this.
You can try.
Perhaps I can aid you in this.
Can give you
Cool.
guidance.
Amanas will call out to the others in case they didn't see, and says, "The creature looked like a boy, I think. He said something about everyone wanting violence, and then he vanished."
Well, the dead
I
often
mean-
linger for a reason, so.
Could I also do history because I was a train?
You can try.
I can give because guidance and the sort of myself history. Oh, I rolled it bad, of course.
Before. Is it 21?
So Vickers has no idea exactly what this place was. Well, that's not true. Vickers doesn't recall anything here, but he sees enough clues to piece together something. Based on the stonework and based on some of the iconography, you're willing to put a fairly satisfied guess at saying that, just perhaps, did the dwarves establish an outpost up here in the north?
Hmm.
In the Elven lands? Because that's what it's indicating to you, is perhaps the dwarves had set up some kind of mining camp here somewhere in the river valley.
And this
This looks like
person-
this was a trade outpost they built, to the best of your telling.
And so I guess he would deduce that this iconography would be like their stamp, their like.
You might imagine that might have been the the guild emblem of whatever dwarven
Yeah.
company or hall it was.
6-pointed star. Okay. Interesting. Well,
So clearly something happened here. The stonework is blasted to pieces. You can't think of any natural thing that would blast stone apart like that.
yeah. Vicus would turn to Ceres and ask. He probably already knows the answer, but he'd ask. Something magical blew this place up, right?
Perhaps Sarah's can have a look around.
You can roll
Have
an Arcana check if
guidance.
you wish to.
The floor is
Yeah.
yours.
I'll re-roll it. Magic guidance is amazing.
Oh Jesus, guidance, I guess too.
Yeah.
Guidance is great.
27.
Oh yes. It is without a doubt the Ceres as she looks around. This place once had clearly some kind of very one-sided mage battle, in your opinion. You see evidence. You're fairly sure what happened to the building ahead of you was two parts. Firstly, you can find no signs of where the front door was, which presumably, if it was dwarves, would have been made of stone. Though there is still the hinges attached to where the door should be. To Ceres' best guess, the door might have literally been disintegrated off its hinges.
Jesus.
Jeez, okay.
And some kind of high-level shatter spell was used to literally obliterate all the stonework with thunder damage, or something similar to shatter. Something with lots of thunder damage.
Mhm.
Obviously, a second-level shatter couldn't do this to a building, but you don't know what level spell it was.
Hmm.
Yeah, scale up, high enough.
A high enough level thunder spell, though, was clearly used here. And there's signs elsewhere of other spells going off, but it's clearly some kind of decently competent mage showed up and just nuked the place.
I think,
Honestly, some of the damage actually reminds you of some of the magic Makara did, now you think about it.
yeah, I was gonna say.
Did Auntie Mikara kill these dwarves?
Because you recall back seeing some of her battlefield prowess, when she wasn't flicking fireballs, one of the things was her ability to crush structures using just gravitational power.
She totally did this, didn't she?
Remind me,
mean-
she came from like the elves years and years ago, right? Like she's
Yeah,
From
but,
then,
but
'cause she's
recall,
been isolated.
she's not the only, she's not the only elven mage that probably uses these spells.
No, but she's from this time, right? Because she was frozen for hundreds of years.
yeah. But what I'm getting at is if she is from this time, there must be more like her, right? So
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely more elves like her.
And
Like-
given that it's a dwarven outpost in elven lands, probably there was some dispute or an outside force. We don't know yet.
True, but she's the only one we know of that uses these kind of spells, and she were definitely in this area because we found her frozen here.
Sure, I mean we can ask her, but I would.
I think we're jumping to
Yeah,
to
we're
point
jumping
the
down the
finger
well.
at someone that, I mean, has similar abilities to presumably thousands of other elves.
Mm,
There are a lot of trained elven mages.
Yeah, like their whole society is based on mages. Like,
At least hundreds, if
Yeah,
maybe
I
not
don't.
thousands.
I don't think
least
we're
hundreds.
saying that
we
there's a
can't rule her
0%
out.
possibility, but
Yeah.
like it's
Yeah.
definitely not like
It's
she's
not
definitely.
guaranteed proof that
yeah.
she did this. And then even if she did do this, we don't know why. Like whoever did this could
However,
just be.
though, she's a good source of info if she wasn't around then about her where like I guess the group of elven mages that she may have associated with.
Oh, I'll definitely be asking her.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah.
info.
I don't think this is necessarily her.
No.
Just because it's like
Same
just
type
because
of
it is
magic.
the same type of magic doesn't mean that it's her.
Nope.
Huh?
Don't, I know that I wasn't. I didn't mean to roll a thirst.
Yeah, I didn't do that. I was like, wow.
Sarah's nuked everything. Her secret powers revealed.
didn't
know.
So do you
Know
notice
too
something?
much.
Sorry?
Zed notices something behind the building. There is that a shovel?
Zed loves shovels.
Hmm.
I've heard this.
As Zed, I'm presumably taking a look at what he noticed was a bit off. It appears someone has been digging into the snow back there recently.
Oh.
As you seem to find a hole. Though the hole is, well, it's full of a number of broken and scattered bones, but the skeletons have all been kind of mixed together.
Oh no.
It looks like someone's recently dug it up, but not really taking that much care to put everything back.
We should put them back respectfully.
Yes,
Yeah.
we should.
I know you're not a cleric, but is there any way to sanctify these remains?
Don't think so. I think we can just be as kind to them as we can.
Yeah,
I have holy water, I think.
you do. I don't know how it works. I'm not a Not a
Yeah, holy
religious
water is
man.
one way of doing it, I guess.
There is the gentle repose spell, I think, but I don't have it.
I don't have it either. It is a
I
sorcerer's
think that's a
spell, so
cleric
might as well.
thing.
Yeah, but
Holy
And I
water-
think
You may be able to use holy water to at least somewhat sanctify the corpses, though.
yeah.
Given that all the bones are currently mixed together in just a pile, not maybe.
So presumably these were dwarven corpses. Was that correct?
They look like dwarven corpses, at least from what you can tell.
And dwarves have their own religion, yes?
They generally have their own pantheon.
Alright.
And we
Then
have a dwarven wristwatch that has been imprinted with a ghost on it.
yeah.
So
Amina sort of thinks and looks over to like whoever is the other religion person in the group than him. Is it Ceres? Or is it Zed?
I mean,
mean,
+2,
Yeah, plus
but I'm
two
not
as well.
trained on it.
You're the only
Uh,
person actually trained, I believe.
Alright, well
Yeah. But I mean, I do have my reroll, so technically I can do
well,
whatever I want.
Amina just tries to think like first of all, if these are dwarves, what would be like because he certainly feels that maybe an imperial prayer wouldn't really do much here. I don't know. But then again, him as a human doing a dwarven prayer also seems weird and wrong. So I guess he'll just try to his best to, we'll rebury them. as best we can. We'll sprinkle the holy water, and he will say prayers of sanctification and rest.
Perhaps
Trying his best.
Ceres knows of like what religious rites they like a dwarven clan like this would need or want. Like a religious check.
I mean, anyone can try the religion check, but as it stands, you can only really do it once.
Yes.
I gave guidance who is the main doer.
I'll give
Yes,
it a go.
Ceres can be the main doer with her reroll and whatnot.
Well, you can, yeah.
Oh
you
dear.
Yeah, I
You can
can
aid her since you're trained.
I
Right.
suppose.
You could,
Am I allowed to aid her?
I can allow it.
Sure.
There you go.
17,
Alright,
it's not bad.
17, and then 18.
18, it's not awful.
Come up with dwarven death rites.
It's certainly not an area Amulet ever remember. I mean, maybe Amulet was taught it back in older prayer school. But
I mean, the dwarves are stalwart allies to the Empire. Surely he
Yeah.
knows something of the culture.
yes, there's always been this kind of silent thing that even though the dwarves don't follow the official state religion, it's usually just overlooked as a for diplomatic reasons. No one is to make a fuss out of that.
Sure. I mean,
Like, let
really,
them let them have their gods, because annoying that like the dwarves are worth
yeah. I mean, really, when you think about it, our all father is pretty much their father as well, right? It's just another name for him. Like, don't think about it too much.
you
And
do
we had the Asperger's Smith also.
as a result, though, you do your best to recall some
Yeah.
dwarven things. Though what does not make it the easiest is I don't believe anyone here actually speaks dwarven.
Yeah, I do.
Ceres.
Oh, good. Well, thankfully, in that case, Ceres is actually able to make dwarven prayers in part of this check, then,
Yes.
Hooray!
Yeah.
instead of just translated common prayers.
Good. Good work, Ceres.
I mean, she was a
But
courtier,
in the
so
end,
she
it's
learned.
only a combination of Ceres' language and Amanus actually knowing the kind of things to put into the prayer.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
like the
like
power,
like
yes.
squints, pinching the bridge of his nose, and it was like, "That was that dwarf lord, and we was invited to his funeral. Let me think. Oh god."
You do your best to reconstruct the bodies
Yeah,
and lay them out.
yeah.
From what you can tell, it appears there was a dwarven female, 2 dwarven males, and an unidentified and currently shattered urn.
Hmm.
Mm,
Shattered urn, interesting. Alright.
Is there any? If we
Can it
look
be mended?
carefully, yeah. If we look carefully at the different shards and stuff, do we? One, can we mend it? Two, is there any inscriptions or anything on it?
It could probably be mended if you want to spend some time.
I mean, I've got
I mean,
mending, which
same.
means.
Same.
Exactly, that's the kind of
Yeah.
point.
So yeah, I mean, Ceres will
Give it
do
a go,
that.
right?
While she's working, might as well, yeah.
Yeah.
Just takes a minute, and so long as it's no bigger than a foot, like a foot cubed, then we're good. Otherwise, that would be a massive urn.
It's a pretty small urn, all things said.
Thanks, OP.
As you begin to look over it, Ceres, as the pieces slowly fuse back together, though it's a bit of a jigsaw puzzle, to be honest. Like, yeah, you've got all the shards, but like, which shard goes where? And like magically mending it all. For the others, they're just basking in the sunlight, though, ever so knowing that sunlight is getting slowly weaker. But once it's done, the urn seems to be reconstructed, and there is text inscribed on it in Dwarven. And in Common, though. And 1 second, let me get you the exact text. It's gonna be a name and 2 dates.
Dang.
2 years.
Young.
Does the
Right.
name and dates tell us anything?
Well, that's presumably
It's like a 6-year-old.
the
Yes, but
death, right? Times of death.
Yeah.
how long ago is this?
Well,
It's 11:55, so
just shy of a century ago.
we're shy.
Right.
How long
Oh,
was
wait.
Makara?
She was in there for over a century, or a century.
Yeah,
wasn't she?
120.
120, yeah. If she was in there for 120 years, and this urn was shattered less than 100 years ago,
She couldn't
So
have done it.
she
anyway.
couldn't have done it. Yeah.
Zed,
Oh.
you also come to a realization as Ceres is helping looking over that. Those ashes are incredibly fine.
Fine ashes. Oh.
As
The
in,
a few ashes that are incredibly fine, not something a woodpire could do.
Oh, like
a magical fire,
conflagration.
like
Yeah,
furnace.
man.
Oh,
Or possibly just
disintegrate,
outright disintegrated by a spell.
Yeah.
Uh,
One
So-
disintegrated a 6-year-old. What the fuck?
Pretty much.
So
Yeah.
yeah, it cannot be Mikara who did this, because it happened 90 odd years ago, and Mikara was in ice for 20 plus years.
Objection.
I don't know. I still have my suspicions. Well, okay. With the urn mended, can we carefully collect as much ashes as possible, or is it just?
I mean, you can, but there's no way you're going to get all of it back in there.
Right.
We'll
I
do
mean,
what
that's
we
what
can.
we can.
Yeah.
Seth will also place a cold good in the grave. How many bodies there were?
You find 3 dwarven bodies and the urn.
So 4 gold coins. Okay. 1 for each.
And you can use a little bit of that holy water you have to try and at least sanctify the bodies.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'll use some holy
There's
water.
definitely a hot sizzling noise as it's poured on.
Yeah.
Where the bones react, you get a sense the wraiths are these are probably the dwarves and corpses were probably the wraiths.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Good.
But yeah, as if Ceres leads the prayer in Dwarven and like indicates a little bit to Amnas when he should sprinkle the water like properly during the ceremony, we'll enact it as best we can.
Yeah, I picked Dwarven for like one of my courtier background languages
Mhm.
because it made so much sense, and now look at it, it's working so great.
As Ceres reads out the prayers line by line, the bodies stir and shift a little bit.
It was a ruse. I'm doing necromancy.
Oh my god, no. Raise undead!
A Bodak rises from the.
I am becoming a lich.
Create
He's
that
on my
like
minions.
that enemy in 3.5 that's an amalgamation of like 5 billion bones called a boneyard.
How much holy water do you have, Jonas?
I think I have 2 doses or 2 flasks.
How many flasks are you willing to spend?
I've all of them if needed.
Well, as it turns out, between the prayers and you spending both flasks of it,
Yeah.
you can free both of the remaining wraiths you didn't kill.
Alright.
Hey.
That's what.
Their souls released.
That's great. Noni, you can make holy water as a paladin. You just need some silver, powdered silver, and some water. And a first level spell slot.
Yes.
And powdered silver is fairly easy to get. You just take silver coins and grind them up.
Yep.
I mean, I would be willing to make more for sure. Do we need more? Or do we think? Do we need?
I mean, you sanctified both the actual corpses.
I feel
Yes.
like, can we sanctify the ashes though?
Can we sanctify the urn and the ashes?
No.
No? Could we try?
I
Is it
don't know.
possible?
I don't know how that works.
You can try, but typically speaking, it's you see that as being far more unlikely.
Yeah.
Never mind then.
I feel like this is something that requires much more
Yeah.
intervention than.
Requires a cleric rather than a paladin and a sorcerer.
You know, we are working our asses off over here,
Man, we're trying. We're trying.
trying
Well,
so hard.
But you should at least, you imagine, be safe when the daylight drops, that the Wraiths shouldn't return.
Okay. Man, I wish. It's too bad the Spectre was scared away. Could have
I
helped,
mean,
maybe.
we might call him out if we haven't sanctified the ashes. He might still be lingering somewhere.
Yeah.
Sure, we can call him out if we want. We call out his name.
We have it on the urn, presumably.
Yeah, we know that's his name. So, I mean, yeah.
I mean, I scared it pretty badly last time. Maybe I shouldn't call it out.
Vickers can give it a try. He'll call out the boy's name. Still around.
I mean, maybe Ceres should do it. Being able to speak Dwarven to a 6-year-old after all. I don't know if it
Doesn't
Although,
Vickers also
how-
know Dwarven?
How did he speak?
He spoke out. It sounded like in common to everyone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Alright, fair. Alright, go for it.
yeah.
So what does Vickers do then as he stands there?
I really feel like this Parker Watch is related. He'll stand in the ruins again, and look around at the just devastation, and call out and say, "Jacob, if you're still here, I wish to speak with you."
Make me a charisma saving throw.
All right. Super bad at this. 12.
Vickers.
Yeah.
You feel an outside force try to press in. Trying to reach into you. It won't take your mind is just strong enough that it can't take control. But you could let a little bit of it in if you don't want to let all of it in.
I can control it. Like, control how much?
Yes.
I mean, if you...
letting it all in would probably possess you outright.
Yeah, it feels certainly like how he uses his telepathy. He will let a little bit in, but he will keep it like a, you know how you can put like a valve on a tube. He'll do that. He'll let a little in.
You see yourself. Oh, it's so fun. You're currently running around outside. The snow falling gently from down above. Just over there is a snow dwarf you built. You also built a snow you. It's smaller, but snow you. And you were all excited. Going fishing later today. It's going to be great. Oh. Huh. Up ahead, you see them. Elves, all clad in glistening armor, marching down the road. You smile cheerfully and call out to lovely Lady Doris, saying that more guests have arrived. That's before suddenly you feel a burn on your cheek as a small bolt of fire just ran past your face. Panic. You let out a scream and you flee inside. I was asked what's going on. You're really confused. Everything's going so fast and everyone's shouting. You see the others are grabbing crossbows and some of the others are like trying to push stuff in front of the door. You shake out your days. You try to help. You do your best pushing chairs and a small cabinet in front of the door. You don't know what's going on, but the others are doing it, so you need to as well. It's so heavy, but you do your best and you push and push and push the dresser. You hear words outside, but you don't know what they mean. Then suddenly, the door, the entire barricade lights up in this just green light, and you don't have time to move. It's some kind of green beam of light just goes straight through the door and straight through you. And Vickers, you return back to reality, having mentally just been disintegrated by a bolt passing through the door.
Ah. I think coming back, Vicus would be on one knee. And given his link with everyone else, they would have had a slight echo. Not the full force, but they felt something of what he's seen.
The pocket watch in your hand has suddenly appeared in your hand, by the way.
You
And
look
it's now
at it.
charred black as if it had been hit by a disintegrate itself, though not destroyed.
Was this his?
You believe it was.
Hmm.
You believe it was a gift from the dwarves that were taking care of him.
And is he bound to this? He can't.
That you don't know.
Hmm. Is there anything I can do for this poor child?
Perhaps
Again.
if we give the pocket watch back? What?
He would certainly offer it if he had the means to take it.
As the ghost passed through you, though, one overwhelming feeling you're now left with, lingering through your system, is an intense sense of confusion and panic. You doubt the ghost is even fully aware of what's going on and just thinks, sees everyone as elven invaders.
Right.
Probably doesn't help you actually have two elves with you.
No, it's true.
Vickers knows elven, though, doesn't he?
I do.
Would you like to try an intelligence check to see if you could actually have figured out anything that was being said by the elves during that?
Yes.
Well, the
Would.
boy didn't understand it. Possibly, maybe you could.
Straight intelligence check?
Yep.
Alright. It's a 12.
It's hard to make out through the scattered memories, but you don't really make out much except it definitely sounds like barking orders to you, or like a military operation. It wasn't like elven bandits or anything. This was clearly something well organized, but you can't make out anything individual, just the overall tone.
Right.
People doing orders, doing something they were told to do.
That's interesting.
There was a history check earlier, wasn't there?
Yes, that was.
Oh, you actually rolled it.
Yep.
Actually, based on that history from before, because I'll let that carry over still.
Okay.
You know what? Based on the time frame, you know what lines up with that final date of 1062? That was 1061 was when the elves had officially closed their borders to the silvery snow elves, the high elves of the north, officially closed their borders to the rest of the races.
Ah,
This might have been just they were purging any outposts in their lands at all.
Oh god, that makes so much sense.
Yeah.
Anyone who, because after all, diplomatic relations kind of collapsed a bit more than a century ago due to a certain elf running into the self here.
Hmm.
Well, shit.
Vicus himself, he's still somewhat like tethered at the moment to the Spectre, right? Or
You
is it
don't feel the
gone?
spectre anymore.
I see.
You just saw a brief glimpse when it tried getting in and you stopped it.
Yeah.
Obviously, getting possessed is not particularly a great thing for you either.
No, it's not, but it's offered a good insight. Oh, need to find a way to help this kid.
Yet, that's when it's been some time here. Probably about 15 minutes you've been here or so.
Yep.
Then you hear it. There it's Dan. Wait, what? Oh. As you see something charging down the icy snow paths.
Oh no.
I fireball it.
So plug that pass.
Yeah, it's just Sarah sees goblins. Okay, that's what we're here to kill.
Oh,
Fireball.
no, you can't though. You'll give PTSD to the poor ghost.
It's true.
And
Yeah.
however, that's where I'm actually going to call this to a close.
Oh,
okay.
interesting. Spooky.
There
You,
will not-
you survived this time, goblins.
Next time, the goblins are somehow proceeding on this location.
Oh,
The
Presumably
daylight
they
might have,
saw
a big
yeah,
marker.
the big 60-foot sphere of light.
Oh!
Yeah.
Or they just want the rest of their blubber from the whale over there.
Either way, yeah. Next time, actual goblins.
All right.
Man, I was kind of hoping there was going to be a ghost orca like flying out of the corpse towards us.
I'm
I
waiting
will
for
tell
a
you.
orca.
I will tell you, Jonas. That was technically a possibility on the list.
Yeah, exactly. The orca haunted by his terrible death at the hands of goblins.
Yeah, I will let you know. If you hadn't scared the child off, it would have possessed the corpse of the orca.
Oh, great.
We're flopped. I would love that. That would be cool.
Turns out
Damn
it didn't happen, but it was on the map for a reason.
I kind of wish I had scared off the ghost now because